All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Supermarket Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Well, an amazing morning? No, not so far. I gotta say, I gotta start with a rant right away because I got up this morning. I was all eager to go to the gym, but I looked at the weather last night, and sure enough, I woke up and this is what I saw outside. God. The winter just will not let go. Like, there was no snow. We were done. Well, I thought we were done. We're not done. Apparently.
Yeah,
There's 11 centimeters on the ground, 10 more to come. I'm not liking it. So,
ouch, man.
Anyways.
You're literally saying, get off my lawn.
Yeah, literally, snow. Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, video's weird this morning. It's not showing. I'm sharing it. Showing my screen there, but it's not coming across on our website. How about our YouTube channel? Is that working good? It is working good. Yeah, website's always doing some stuff. Yeah, I can try to go out and come back in, but YouTube, you're perfectly fine. Looks like audio is good. It's just our website here. So let me do this. I'm going to close it out completely, come back in, and see if that works. Over on YouTube, bear with us as we go through this. Quick look at our gappers list. In the meantime, I'll throw that up while I reset.
Same in Cleveland. Somehow that makes sense to me. I picture Cleveland as snowy.
It was so cold. We want to just chat a little bit with you guys here while we get the website up. It was so cold here this morning compared to the last couple of days. It's been so nice in the 60s, beautiful weather. 45 at night, which I love. And today was actually pretty crappy and rainy, so not the best. All right. Let's in the chat. Yes, we know you lost audio. That was intentional. So
Bob Cajun.
Let's see here. All right, just takes a bit to get everything fired up for chat. YouTube, just hang on tight. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Paul. Paul, it's the first time you're on. First time I recall the name. CFC on deck. Good morning to you as well, my friend. And David, good morning. Roof, welcome. DJ Mix. I was a DJ before. It was a lot of fun. All right, let's see if this works.
I don't know what the picture is on the. I like it. We got like a little ninja going on there.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the chat. Yeah, this is when you move the chat to a different place. But where's our gappers list? Here we go. All right, let's see vMix video to chat.
It's interesting to see so much in the green this morning. Looks like the market is trying to make a little bit of a recovery, so that's good.
Yeah, man, it looks really good this morning. As you can see here, everything in the green so far. So we'll see how it holds up. All right, guys, you should have audio now. You should have video. If you don't have either one, try to refresh the browser. That's what I did. Closed it and came back in, and we're looking good. At least on my side, it's looking good again. So. Let's jump right in, guys. Gappers list looking pretty good this morning. Again, a lot of stuff swinging the other way today after such a messy start yesterday. And not just because red, messy because of the volume. The volume was just nasty gas issues. I mean, Peter, you saw we were trading live. I missed a trade or two just because I couldn't read the charts properly. So, again, just a real messy start yesterday.
Yeah, and I didn't trust the markets with I didn't trust the trade, I guess, with when data's not coming in a nice smooth fashion. I don't want to risk it. So I sat out, and then by the time I was feeling comfortable, the market said we're tired. And really just went sideways. I did get I got a little trade at the close, my 1 to 10. So, but that ended up being like the only thing I traded all day, except for that tiny little one that we did. I tried to go short NVIDIA right at the open. So, and then I traded NVIDIA at the close. So it's funny, right? Sometimes you sit here all day. I literally traded at 9:31, and I traded at 3:51, and that's it. Nothing in between. So
yeah, and if you look at the, just look at the SPY on the daily here. Look at the increase in volume over the last couple of days. It's getting higher and higher. I don't think today you're going to get that type of volume, but I'm not sure. Well, we'll have to wait and see. All right, before we jump into this gappers list, Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar for today.
pretty light. The only thing earlier this morning we had the small business optimism that came out surprisingly not that far off the forecast. I thought that we'd see a big drop. It certainly is down month over month. The optimism index in the previous month had been 100.7 and we're 97.4. Frankly, though, that's still higher than it had been for most of 2024. So, this is all a relative scale, of course, but it sometimes is looked at as a barometer of where things might be going. So, still not bad. At 2 o'clock, we do have one of the Fed speakers who's out on the talking circuit. But again, not expected to be much of a market impact. So we should be free just to watch what's moving through the gappers and whatever else pops up on our scanners later on today.
Absolutely, friends. Let's take a look at the gappers list. We'll start here with the first. Let's look at the first 5 or so. Then we'll go by sectors. I see Quantum is on here. SMCI is on here. I see PLTR, which again was incredible yesterday. So we'll be looking at that. Nike MU. We'll look at the tech. NVIDIA is on there as well. And then a lot of our Magnificent 7 making their way up here. Google, Meta, Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA. I mean, they're hopping up pretty nice this morning. So let's take a look at the first 4 and then we'll hop around a little bit here. All right. 1 second, guys. I missed the screen here. I gotta change something in a bit. So, all right, first one on here is NAOV. NAOV, it is we're up 168% on this one. Pre-market action actually looks pretty decent, Peter, on this thing. So it's a low flow under 1 million. I'm showing here. I'm not sure what the exact number is, but a pretty low flow this morning, up quite nicely. Any news, Peter? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I see the float here at about 760,000 shares, so well under 1 million. And they do have some news. This is a relatively small company. They only have a $2 million market cap, and announced the expansion of a distribution deal in Australia with Duke Hill Healthcare for their, I don't know, one of their devices. Anyways, this company is called NanoVibronics, which sounds cool, actually. NanoVibronics. Anyways, the product is called EuroShield. I don't even want to guess what it does. I have no. The article was talking about catheters and things, and that's all I need to know. All right, their product deal expansion. I'm not likely to trade this.
Yeah, it's one of those risky ones. It is heavily in play, obviously, as you can see here. So if you like these risky type stocks, this one is one to add to your deck. But again, me and Peter usually just stay away from these. So we'll be on my entertainment purposes list. I won't put it on the banner below, but I will be tracking it just to see how it goes and have a little action. It's not always you get a stock that's up 200% right now as it pushes towards 9. So we'll keep an eye on it just for entertainment.
Not to jump around too much, but You talked about entertainment purposes. Yesterday, how many of you tried to watch JNVR? That was entertaining, but ridiculous. Yeah. I counted 20 times it had halted by the end of the day.
Yeah.
20 times. Like that I don't know. That was just crazy.
It's just madness.
The way we talked.
No, I hold on. I think the 1 minute might look better. Did it not save? That'll be. Let's see if I load. If I load it, let's see what happens. Load default. I could have swore I saved this. I did, but I have to save the template. Yeah, so there it is. Anyway. I saved it now. But yeah, I think we counted like the first hour, Peter. It traded like what 5 minutes or less in the first hour. Like so it was just really, really bad. So yeah, it's just madness. Today won't probably be in play again. Second day usually after such a pop like this, it's not going to be great. But who knows? Who knows? But again, the way it traded yesterday, I won again. No parts to this whatsoever. Next on the list, NYXH. NYXH, another low flow sitting at 15 million, so a little bit higher than the ones we've seen so far this morning. Up 20%, 2 million shares traded. Not looking as exciting. Looks like the fun might be over, right? We had the pop here initially up, and now we're just kind of slamming down, if you could see here. And again, not really getting the volume, so at least not anymore. Had volume early this morning, has died down. It's not looking pretty in the daily. Just keeps selling off here, so be careful on this one. Doesn't look good. Even if you're low for a trade, I don't see how this looks interesting today.
I don't even know how to... Nixoa? They got some weird letters here, and Nixoa, I think, is how you might say the name of this company. Anyways, looks like they got FDA approval letter for their Genio system, which is a treatment for obstructive sleep apnea. So through neuromodulation. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're messing with your brain to stop sleep apnea. Okay, good for them. Yeah, not tradable. I'm not sure that I'd want to use that technology either. Sounds risky to me. But anyways, this is also a low float.
Yeah, pretty low float there. We'll leave this one alone. Let's do one more. Another low float, and then we'll hop around here. SOBR. Ticker name. All right, SOBR. It is up 10% this morning, 1.7 million shares traded. Now, this is even lower than the few we've seen so far. Well under a million shares float. Hard to borrow. SSR. I mean, I just don't see anything great here. Even pre-market, it's not looking all that exciting. So yeah, we know we'll leave this alone. I thought it was going to be better, but not looking good at all, Peter. On SOBR Safe. What these guys do? That's an interesting name.
Sober Safe. Yes, this is. They were. I'm trying to remember what they did, because I think we saw them on our list before, and they like made some like hangover drug, didn't they? Oh no, this is alcohol detection technology. Interesting. Okay.
Oh, is it one of those like the things you see in the movies where they blow into the motorcycle or car or whatever to get going? Is that what it is?
This one, yes, but it uses transdermal technology. So literally they can just touch this thing to your skin, and it will detect the presence of alcohol as it is emitted through your skin. No breath, blood, or urine samples required. So that's what they do. So I guess they do feel like the opposite side of the coin to the company I was thinking of. That, remember, they provided some like, I can't remember what it was. They provided like it was either a pill or a drink or something that you just like. Apparently, you drink it after you've had the alcohol, and it makes you instantly sober. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, I remember that. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, exactly. It was. I can't remember what it was, but it was a weird coffee.
It was a weird.
It wasn't coffee. It was something. I don't know if anybody. Anyways,
I like that one.
Whatever that company was. That's not this. Anyways, this is Sober Safe. Anyways, I'm not sure. They had a 10-for-1 reverse split a couple of days ago. It was actually on Friday when that took effect. So this could just be a little bit of movement after that reverse split. So because I don't see any new news on it.
Yeah. Joshua says that I'm so detached that I have, he's asking me that I have never had a blow clean alcohol level to start your car. No, my friend, I have, unfortunately, no, I haven't had one of those, and I plan not to. But yeah, Jonathan is saying, oh, no, not Jonathan, Matt saying it's called cocaine, well, the drug that sobers you up. So I don't know, I'm not sure. So. Looks like I have to get out more, but yeah, friends, doesn't look good. I don't like it. We'll skip it. Let's take a look at this one here. We know very well OKLO this morning. We're looking at up 6.7, 669,000 shares traded. We've seen this ticker plenty of times in the past. I just feel like today is going to be one of those days where our Max 7 PLTR, SMCI are going to deliver well. Hopefully, they're gapping up this morning. But this one's got the volume. It's up 7.2. It's a hit or miss. I know some people like the way it trades. We had some good days on it, Peter. Are you going to have this one on your list?
I haven't looked at it for a while, so I don't, probably not. I mean, it feels to me like the volume is still out of it. I mean, yes, it got enough volume to pop up on our list this morning, but if I look at its overall volume, it has dropped from the highs that made it really interesting back in late January, early February. So, I don't think so. Probably not. Although it does not look that bad pre-market.
No,
It moved a little bit.
it actually looks good. In the theme of trying to
Maybe I'm
watch.
rethinking that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna add it, man,
Maybe.
because
It's a
I
maybe.
want to watch different things other than just the stuff that follows the market, the Max 7. So maybe I'll add it today. Maybe it treats me well. It is up 7.4, some good volume, and the pre-market does look good. Let's see. Let's see where it goes today. All right. Let's go through sectors now. We're looking at QBTS, and the quantum stocks are on here as well. We saw a lot of movement from them yesterday for many stocks, not just them. PLTR and some other ones were just on fire. Nvidia, I mean, was just insane on that pop up. After we got the prints, you could tell it was a really, really clean move. If we had clean charts, Peter and I would have been in trades for sure yesterday. I don't know which ones, but we would have been in it because the volume was there, the continuation was there. It's just they took a leg from us to be able to trade properly by not having great charts. Let's take a look at the first one here. All quantum stuff. QBTS first. These guys are up 6.7, 1.5 million shares traded. So you got some nice volume, decent pre-market activity. Let me see which one looks the best. The other one is QUBT. This one also here up 4.4, a little less volume. Pre-market not as great as the one we just saw. RGTI is the next one. RGTI looks good. So QBTS and RGTI, out of those two, I think you're getting some good action here. One last one, IonQ is another one. Actually looks pretty good, pre-market, clean, and also some decent volume as well. I'm going to go with RGTI. Let's go with RGTI. 1.6 million. Pre-market looks good. Up 6%. I think that's my favorite today, Peter. How about for you?
I'm looking at. It doesn't look the best this morning, but QBTS at least had some news. Yesterday there was some news that came out on RGTI and IonQ as they were accepted as vendors as part of a contract with DARPA. So I think it was DARPA, if I remember. I'm going from memory on that one. But anyways, I think that, look, like you said, the whole sector doing a little bit of recovery as people seem to be relieved that the market maybe has stopped its slide. Again, who knows, right? It could be momentary. We could, get more. Keep in mind, tomorrow we've got another tariff monumental day, or at least another tariff event, in that is the date that was set by the White House to indicate that that they're implementing more tariffs if they don't get some negotiated settlements with a number of countries. So we'll have to see what happens. Again, they've actually been pretty good. I've got to say, the White House has been surprisingly timely in their release of informations to their schedule. I mean, the first Trump administration, they would announce something and then not show up, right? Or say, we're going to have an announcement at 2:00, and then it'll be like, an hour later or 2 hours later, and then they would eventually wander to the podium and give their announcement. This time, I got to say, they've made an announced time, and they've been pretty close. I mean, Carlos, you and I had a bet earlier, and they were a little late, but nowhere near as late as I thought they were going to be.
They've been pretty good. You know what I noticed? When he has guests over from other countries, he usually runs late. They're having coffee, they're whining and dining, doing whatever, and he usually runs late. But when he's by himself, he tends to be a little bit more timely. But yeah, man, he's been good. They've been on time. Him and the secretary. Well, the secretary's always on time. She has nothing else to do than just do these meetings. But he's the one that has other things on his plate. So yeah, man, I'm been good so far.
Anyways, so we were talking quantum though. QBTS, I do like it. They did have some news this morning that they have a breakthrough in it says in drug discovery. So it's interesting how they're trying to apply quantum computing. So you're really demonstrating what can quantum do, and they're applying it to a number of different industries. In this case, through drug discovery, I mean, you can imagine, right? They're basically saying that they can use the methodology that quantum provides to be able to do sort of I don't know the right term. I've lost the term here, but sort of differential thinking, anyways, an approach. So they're feeding in some molecular structures into the quantum computers and said, all right, if we want a drug that had this effects, what compounds could you come up with, and letting these quantum computers sort of do their thing and come up with unexpected chemical elements or compounds. So anyways, QBTS was working with a couple of partners, and it looks like they've made some interesting breakthroughs there. So again, applicable, I don't know. I guess they have to then synthesize these things and see what they actually do, assuming that they actually can synthesize the compounds that these quantum computers are coming up with. Anyways, I think, Carlos, to your point, yeah, pick whatever quantum stock you like best. It might be worth watching one, because it does seem to have rebounded fairly well. In fact, better than average, I would say, compared to the rest of the market. So if they continue to be in play, why not continue to watch?
Yeah, I agree. If you look at this gappers list, they're all right at the top, pushing things higher. So I'm gonna definitely watch it. I'm gonna have Rigetti on my main list, and I like again, positive news on QBTS is nice. I'm going to have that on my secondary just in case we do get some action. They're both pretty close. Rigetti up 6.4, QBTS up 7.1, and both of them with about 1.5, 1.6 million shares traded. So I think it's worth watching. All right, let's go to one that completely crushed it yesterday, and that is a PLTR. Man, this thing was just awesome. And today already, pre-market action, you're getting great volume, 4.1 million shares traded, and you are also seeing a nice gap up of 6%. So, I mean, this was just incredible yesterday. Did trade very well, beautiful continuation. Even on the fake, Peter, I forgot, someone mentioned in chat here, Regilio, I think mentioned it, the fake news we got yesterday with the 90-day pause. I mean, it's crazy how in this day and age, fake news like that got so much momentum going and was not verified quickly enough. So just interesting how that took place. But
I think it's a great warning for us as traders, right? Just maybe a reminder of how news-driven this market is at the moment. We talk a lot about the tariffs because, of course, they're having an impact. And if you doubted the direct impact of the tariff announcements yesterday, should have just convinced you that any tariff news is having an immediate and direct impact on these markets. So, and just to recap, the news that Carlos is talking about is that out of the White House individual, not really a spokesperson, but somebody from the White House stated that there was going to be a 90-day moratorium on, or a halt on, the tariff implementation. And the market jumped, like everything jumped. Now, this is amid already high volume. It just increased the volume to a fever pitch, and $3 trillion worth of valuation was created across the market. The White House pretty quickly actually came out and said, no, that's not correct. And they went as far as using the term to call it fake news, which it turns out it was. And the market immediately lost $3 trillion worth of valuation. So it was quite a big half hour, I guess, right? Some opportunity to make or lose money there. So and of course I was reading a number of things about conspiracy theories where someone did that on purpose just so they could take advantage of the market. And I mean, I don't know anymore. Was it purposeful? Was it an accident? I have no idea, but it definitely caused the market to do a little foot shuffle there and then take a step back. So, look, all we can know is that there is an impact. So when this news happens, we see it in the markets, and it means that we just have to continue to be cautious, right? In our trading, there's opportunity. Yeah. We should by all means take advantage of it, but do it in a mature way, because you just never know when the stocks may change perspective, reverse direction based on some news that usually you only hear after you start to see the market impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to PLTR, guys, this looks good. I'm going to add this one on my list. Had a great day yesterday. Let's just look at the 5 minute here. Even before the madness of the fake news, this thing was rocking, right? The news happened around this area here where we just got crazy. Even before that, this thing was having a great morning. I mean, it traded very, very well. So we'll have it on my list today as well. So, all right, let's see on our gappers list. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. We're sitting at a record load of 72 likes before 9 a.m. So we'd love to see that slam a little bit higher. Really appreciate it. What was that?
We are not liked. I'm feeling sad for me.
No, yeah, we are definitely not liked this morning. But I don't know why. The list is up. The gaps list is up. Things are up. We usually should be getting some love here. We'll take credit for this. We won't take credit for the stuff that's down, but when it's up, we'll take credit. So yeah, let's hit those likes. All right, friends, let's see what else we have here. So that is PLTR. Another one that people love is SMCI. So SMCI. Let's take a look here. We are up 6.7 to 2 million shares traded this morning. Also big day yesterday. Not sure how this one's going to trade. It's a hit or miss for me. I don't trade it as well, but I know people do like to watch this one, so I might just have it on a secondary list on this one. But yeah, pushing up higher, Peter. I'm not sure if there's any individual news or it's just that we're just moving with the overall market.
Yeah, I don't see anything on it specifically. It is gapping back up better than its peers. So, I mean, that's something, I guess. I don't know what it means exactly. The other one I was noticing on in what I would call in this sector is Broadcom, AVGO, was also gapping up. It's up about 5%, SMCI 6.5%, as you can see, whereas everything else is around 4%. So, my buddy AMD is only up 1%. So, it's wimpy. Yeah, look, if you like SMCI, then it's yours to trade. I'll leave it for you because, like you, Carlos, I don't know. I just don't love it as much as a lot of other people do. So it's just a little spready and unpredictable for me.
Yeah. Don't like it as much. Same here. It's back and forth. Maybe a secondary today. We'll see. Secondary for now, and then we can always take it off or do whatever we want with it. All right, so we looked at PLTR. Scanning down, I see Nike's up a little bit here. I know retail took a big hit. You had this one, you had Lululemon, all this retail clothing, sports clothing at least, took a big hit in the last couple of days, even before all the madness that we're seeing now. Nike's rebounding a little bit here. I just think like a day like today, we're going to have other things that are going to trade much better. So this won't be on my list. But if you guys remember, a lot of these just not doing well. Here's Lululemon. Gets a lot less volume, but for the most part, same thing. They don't trade well compared to the other stuff that we're probably going to get a heavy volume on. So, Peter, anything on these? I don't see anything on our gap down list. Actually, I do see one before we get to that. But there's all the max times we're going to get into now.
Well, Nike was hit especially hard over the last little while, I guess, with this tariff news. A lot of their clothing and stuff gets manufactured in Vietnam, and Vietnam was hit heavily with the tariffs. So they also seem to be a little bit out of favor, right? I mean, I guess clothing brands come in and out of being cool or not cool, and it feels like Nike's sort of on the not cool list. I don't know. But I have to admit, I don't really follow it. So I'm using their app for my running. It's the Nike app is what I use to determine my running schedule. So I got to give them credit for that. That app is awesome. But that being said, I don't think I have any Nike gear. So, but anyways, it is what it is. Yeah. So other than those, Carlos, I was watching a couple of things. We actually, believe it or not, have some earnings that this morning. On the gap up list, WBA, Walgreen Boots, which we're not going to be talking about for much longer because they did have earnings. They did beat their numbers, and same store sales. That's always hard to say. Same store sales were up, which is a little bit of a surprise. But keep in mind, they're going private, right? There's that Sycamore Partners, which is going to be taking them private. Said they're going to buy out all the publicly traded shares, which is, I think, probably a good move overall for them. If you look at WBA from a chart perspective, compared to their high valuation, right, when they hit that high watermark back in 2015, 2016, whenever that was, they are, anemic, right? They're like 1/10 of the value. So somebody's getting a really good deal. I think when I originally looked at the deal, it was like they're basically paying under $1 million per store, which is pretty good actually if you think about it. But anyways, because they got some pretty prime real estate and locations. So anyways, I think for a private placement, that's great. From a trading opportunity, probably not going to give us much today, but I thought I'd mention it was on earnings. And are we going to, if we're moving to well, actually it was on the gap down, but it looks like it's gapping up now. Tilray, there's a blast from the past. TLRY. It says it's traded 2.8 million shares, but honestly, I don't see it on the chart.
It's 58 cents. What is going on? This is a pot stock, right? What the hell's happening?
Yeah, exactly. And remember when, if you just go back to like 2018, before it was legalized, this is when these stocks were they were going to the moon, right? They were just taking off. They were all hot. And literally, like, the peak was the day before or 1 or 2 days before it was legalized in Canada, which was one of the first areas for it to be legalized. And then it was right after that it just dropped. As soon as it became legal, then, again, this is a great example of buy the rumor, sell the news, right? So once it became legal, everybody realized, well, now they've got regulations. Now they've got there's going to be lots of competition. So it is dropped from, the high of almost $300 to 58 cents. So here we are. Yeah. But anyways, they did have earnings. They're still a company.
We need some kind of. I would love to know this, me personally. Are people smoking more now that it's legal in many states, or less? Like, is it becoming, because it's legal, is people smoking more, or they're like, oh, it's not exciting, it's not illegal no more, I don't got to go to the corner drug dealer, I could just go to the store and get a brownie. Is it less consumed or more?
I would assume that it's more, but I don't know. I don't. I mean, it seems to me like I smell it more often out there, so I'm assuming it's more. I mean, I would think that there's more incentive. It's easier access and safer. Like before, they could have cut this stuff with chemicals, and you don't know what the heck you were taking. At least now,
yeah, true.
I mean, it's sort of like the whole fentanyl problem, right? At least now it's regulated a little bit, and you should be able to get quality products. And if you don't like what you're getting, you can go to the next dispensary on the block. But I honestly have no idea. I am such a boring person. I'm like weed curious, but I've never smoked in my life. So
okay, that's good to know, Peter. We should have, next time we get together in Vancouver, we should have a break-in smoke party for you.
There you go.
We should get together, get cameras, and just get Peter high for the first time.
Give me a gummy when I'm not expecting it, and we'll see what happens. But I have to say, anyways, I don't know what would happen. I'm afraid of like my brain melting, I have to admit.
Yeah, no, brownies are dangerous, man. I had one in California. That is ridiculous. Never again. I'm not a smoker, but brownies, that edible stuff is no joke. All right, friends, let's get to it. So that is our gappers list. We kind of cover everything. Speaking of Max 7, as you know, we will have Tesla and NVIDIA on deck. But today, you have Amazon, you have Meta, you have just everything on here. Pick your favorite. They're all in play today. They're all pushing higher. You have Google, and also you have Apple. So again, everything in the green right now. Pick your favorites. For me, it's going to be Tesla and NVIDIA for right now. And of course, players like Apple, tickers like Apple, and the other ones can be a lot of fun. But those two, for me, seem to get the most volume and trade the best. So that's what's going to be on my list. Peter, before we move away from the gap up, anything else that you like that maybe we haven't covered yet?
On the gap up, no.
Okay. Excellent. For the gap down, we don't have a lot. Just this ticker, STLA, which is Stellantis, foreign ticker. Usually doesn't trade very well. Usually doesn't get great volume. Today, for some reason, they managed to be down this morning, down 2.5, almost a million shares traded. But again, it's not something I'm going to have on my list. I don't like the way it trades. We've seen it plenty of times, and it's just messy. So anything else, Peter, you like on the gap down, or any news on this one, STLA?
Look, apparently the beatings will continue on Stellantis. It is probably the most affected car company out there, a major car company out there in the world, because I mean they own a lot of global brands. Their supply chain is probably the most multinational, and just to remind you, like they own all sorts of brands, European brands. They own Jeep. They own I can't remember. I think they own Chrysler nowadays. I don't know. They've got a whole bunch of them. So they're absolutely, these tariffs are affecting them deeply. And whereas some other of the car brands, if you look at their stock, have gone down, not like Stellantis, which is down to a third of the price they were at. So yeah, they own Fiat and Peugeot, and anyways, so I think they own like some what was it, Seat, and or are they independent? I don't know. Anyways, there's a bunch of them. The point is, if you look at their stock price, they were up as high as $30 fairly recently. Now they're $9, and yeah, it looks like the pain is not over. So it's like you said, unfortunately though, it doesn't trade well in the North American market. So we're really just can watch it from the sidelines. It's not something that I find is a good intraday trader.
Yeah, same here. I'll keep it off the list here. All right, so just to update so far, I have OKLO, Rigetti Spaghetti here, PLTR, and let me add PLTR. I have NVIDIA, and on the secondary list, QBTS and SMCI, actually. I'm going to add that one, SMCI, on the secondary list for right now. And then, as I mentioned before, we'll be looking at the Teslas, the NVIDIAs, and the Apples, and everything else that is Max 7 related there, as they're all moving up this morning. I gotta say, the conversations in chat have gone.
That's what I was just looking at.
Are you catching up?
We spurred a whole conversation on the merits or downsides of smoking pot. I mean, it's
okay. yeah. It's guys, don't be safe. Don't smoke out there. It's not cool. But I gotta tell you, the brownie. The brownie is a problem. Quick story. I was in California, and my friend's like, just take half. It's not going to do anything. All right, cool. I'll take half. We was on a work trip, by the way. I could say it's not going to work for the company anymore. We was on a work trip, and I took half, Peter. I go upstairs to LA. We're going to go change. We just finished eating. We're going to go out for the night. And I'm like, this is not doing anything. This is crap. What are these guys talking about? So on the way down, you know what? I'm either going to leave it, the other half, or take it. I'm like, let me take the other half. By the time I got dressed and got in the elevator, dude, I was in another world. Another world. It was just like everything was slow motion. It was just insane. Never again, man. Never again.
That's the problem with those edibles, right? Is because it takes a little while to hit. So that's usually what happens, is my understanding, right? People take like those gummies, or like you'd have half the brownie. You're like, that did nothing. And then you take the other half, and then it starts to hit. And you're like, oh, what have I done?
Oh yeah. It's the delay is real.
By report. So one of these days we'll get.
It's the butter, Peter. It's the butter. If the butter goes to one side, that's where you get the most of it. I had to find out more about this, but it's all how the butter is mixed, and you can't control it. You can't control it which part of the brownie is gonna have the most. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. All right, friends. We are all set. Here's my list. Let's go to you guys. Let's see what you guys like this morning. We'll hop around here from our chat and yours. Let's see what we have not mentioned yet. So just looking at tickers this morning, trying to get through some of the POTS messages here. Let's see. Brownie. No, that's not a ticker, Francis. All right, no tickers from you guys.
Push aside all the pot smoke and let's get to tickers. I mean, look, I still like our classics. I think Tesla, it actually was fairly calm yesterday. I mean, like everything, it had that massive jump up around 10 o'clock. And then was pretty boring for the rest of the day. I'm hoping actually it's going to do something interesting today, one way or the other. Yep. NVIDIA was actually a decent mover yesterday. I was surprised to see NVIDIA's. It actually kept popping up a few times. It was interesting how sort of spiky it was. But so I want to watch it today. It's back over $100. For some reason, that makes me feel more comfortable. I don't know why. But NVIDIA under 90 again was just was not a good place for it. So Hopefully it'll stick up here and it'll be good. And of course, Apple, which I have liked. Apple sort of had a different profile yesterday than some of the others. Again, I'm not sure
Yep.
why, but Apple just keeps moving just that much differently, right, compared to the market. And I like it because I think it gives trading opportunities. So I'll be once again keeping an eye on those.
Yeah, absolutely. Question in chat is what happened to DAS yesterday? It got high. So it was the chart was just behind and slow. Took some reading and it wasn't keeping up. No, but no, I think just the amount of volume, right? There was so much volume. Look at this daily chart here on SPY, and this is just the overall just SPY. If you look at every ticker that gets decent volume, much higher than what they normally get. And if you look at even further in the details, all this volume is like in the first couple of minutes. Not all of it, but the most of it, the big chunk of it. So when you flood the lines with all this volume, you're going to have issues. The level 2 is working perfect, but the charts were having a hard time keeping up with updating the way the price was going up and down and the candles were closing. So it was all over the place, very difficult for traders like myself that rely on the charts quite a bit. Easy for those that use the level 2 for everything. So it depends on how you were doing yesterday. But hopefully today that won't be the case, and we can get some good clean trading. All right, friends, we are all set here. I like my list this morning. Let's get over to our community events and announcement and see what's happening for this beautiful Tuesday. And Peter will take you through that, and then we'll come back and just get ready for the market open.
Okay, well, yes, and we're happy to get back to a regular schedule here as everything settles back into its normal cadence, which brings me comfort, to be honest. But which means in the chat room, we're going back to our 8 p.m. strategy webinar that happens every Tuesday. Thor is going to be leading this one. Actually, oh my God, I just said back to a normal cadence. Thor, are you out there? I want to make sure, Mike, are you there? I just want to make sure this is happening because this feels like the same webinar that he was talking about that he did on Thursday last week. But is this is the one? He's on at 8. This is happening. Okay. All right. So looks like Thor's on tonight. He didn't end up doing it last week. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. Very quick of you guys. So it looks like we're going to be doing the R4, S4 extreme reversal. These are great trades that Thor takes. They don't happen all the time, but if you can recognize the signals, you can get some good, strong moves on these trades, and he'll explain how you identify them, how you trade them, and of course how you avoid problems in false identification. So it'll be a great webinar tonight at 8 o'clock for all of our elite members in the webinar room. Hopefully you will join him from that. That's the key one that we've got next week. Lenny will be talking about his ABCD continuation setup, how to trade it with confidence. So that will be the week of the 15th. Well, on the 15th of April. During the day, we have a couple of sessions for our members that you can take advantage of, some technical sessions, a small account options session with Phil at 11 a.m. And then at noon, we've got Nathan, who's going to be talking about how you can leverage Bookmap for your trading. So again, 11, noon, and 8 p.m. are the 3 sessions that we have. Okay. If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, well, we've got a number of membership options for you. We'd love to have you in the room. We trade live all the time. You can watch Andrew make or lose money. Unfortunately, Andrew's been quite open about, when things go well, but he's equally open about when things have been challenging. And he, did not exit some of his longer term positions ahead of this market downturn. And as he was saying in his newsletter, he's down about $2 million on that. So, obviously when you've got a big account, you can absorb that, but it's painful for anybody, right, when you're losing that much money. And he's been very open about that. And of course, it's amazing the support you get from the community, in these times. But it's worth understanding, what led to that. How does he trade? I mean, let's face it, he's made much more than that. So, you don't have to worry about him on the financial side, but it has a mental impact, and it definitely affects your confidence. So, but what we talk about is how do you trade through that and regain your confidence? These are actually great markets to trade. So if you're thinking about getting into trading, I strongly recommend, don't put it off. Some people think, I got to wait for a strong upturning market. Actually, markets that have downturns or uncertainty create they create movement, right? That's what we need. We need volatility, and that volatility creates opportunity, and that's what you want to trade. And it's a great environment in which to learn. So if you want to learn, you can join the chat room, or even better yet, look at our platinum offer that combines the chat room with our peak capital trading boot camp. And that boot camp is a pretty intensive 3-month program that gives you basically everything you can consume and more on trading. It is really intended for those that want to dive deep in their trading and frankly have the time. You need to have a lot of time to really get full value out of this. And most people that join, pretty much everyone tells us what a fantastic experience it was. And frankly, some join and say, I didn't have time to consume all of the material. So it's a great camp. We keep you very busy. There is live trading every single day. There are webinars like 4 or 5 times a week. There's group classes and support sessions. There's just so much happening. Go check it out, pcapitaltrading.com. You can find out the details. And again, right now, this platinum deal is pretty awesome because you get the boot camp, you get a $50,000 funded trading account, which, by the way, when we say funded, that means that you get paid. If you make money following the rules by the end of that boot camp or that 3-month period, you will get paid out that money. Andrew's very eager to help support those that are learning to trade maturely, and will pay that out. We had somebody on stage who accepted his $15,000 check, which is the maximum payout you can get out of that camp. So might cost $3,000, but you could make 15 off of it. So, but don't do it for that reason. Join if you want to learn how to trade. It's a great opportunity. So there you go. Check those out. All right. Daniel, you're a diamond member. You say, is there a way to add platinum and get the boot camp? Absolutely. You can always upgrade from one level to another. Our support team can help you through that. You just have to email them. Maybe if the team can just make sure now I'm nervous about getting the email wrong. But Mike or Abiel, if you're out there, you can let us know what that email is so Daniel can reach out. But yes, you can always upgrade your account, and they can help you through that process. So there you go.
Team at Bearable Traders.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was team or what. Anyways, team at bearabletraders.com. So if anybody's got questions like that, yes, we'd love to help you. Understand what the options are depending on what level of account you've got now and where you want to go. We can sort of tell you how that'll work. All right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. I think we're ready to set some levels, Carlos, because we're getting close to this open, and I'm hoping for a good day today.
Yeah, man. Fingers crossed that the platform is data is gonna support us properly today in the charts. All right, friends. Good morning, Andrew. Andrew is on the YouTube. Hello, and yes, his email. He says yes. Just email us. We'll take care of you. All right, let's take a look here, guys. First one on deck, OKLO. So OKLO. We're gonna look at the high of the pre-market. 90 to 23.90 is the high, and look at this level on the daily. You got a lot going on there. It was prior support, has become resistance here, and now trying to break out of that area. As you can see, the next level I see on here is going to be 26.86, and then all the way up here I have another good one, actually a little bit lower right here. You can see the wicks happening around 29.89. Great area to have a level there as well. So towards the bottom you do have the highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. You do not need to add anymore. What we do want to add is more likes to our YouTube channel. If you hit that thumbs up, we really appreciate it. We're sitting around 200. We'll love to be a little bit higher if we can. We have how many people watching? We appreciate you guys. 726 people on deck, so that's pretty cool. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us this morning. As we know, you guys have options, so thank you for that. RGTI is next, and here we are up 7.8, 1.9 million shares traded. High of the pre-market sitting at almost $9, 8.98 to be exact. So we'll slam a level there as well, looking to push higher. Towards the bottom, you're pretty set. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, doing an amazing job there. And if we look a little bit high, oh, that's a great level on the daily. Just look how much touches we have going on here. Resistance, support, resistance. Like there's a lot happening here in the last a month or so. So you want to have that level there, and then above that, so exactly what we're looking for, areas where we have a lot of touches. Another one is going to be here at around 981, right? So you see the same thing happening there. There is a minor area around 940. I'm not going to mark that down, but at 940, there's also a couple of places there where you got some candles opening and closing, but really this 981 is where you want to definitely have a level on for Rigetti. So volume is looking good. Pre-market actually is looking good. Looking forward to see that push higher here. PLTR, man, what a move yesterday. This morning, it is leading the way. It's rocking, guys. Up 7.1, 5.1 million shares traded. Yes, as someone mentioned earlier, it is on SSR. So is this one. So is, I think, NVIDIA, right? Any stocks that drop. Was it NVIDIA? No, it's another one. SSR, Tesla, excuse me. Tesla's on SSR as well.
Was on SSR,
yeah. And what happens is once that goes on, guys, it stays on for, I think it's about a day or so, right? An extra day. So even though the stocks are gapping up and not on a short position now, the SSR will stay on until the close today.
Yeah, Tesla, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. If you want to short Tesla, it's usually volatile enough. Like, you just need a single uptick, right, to get a short. Yeah. You could probably get a short fill pretty quickly. I have to admit, I didn't trade it yesterday, so I don't know. But just from generally having watched it, I don't think you'd have much of a problem getting filled.
Yeah, and on top of that, the hotkeys we use, right, marketable limit order, kind of protects you from that anyways. You just send it in and it'll get filled pretty quickly, opposed to sending the limit order.
Erica in the chat room is saying that she was able to short Tesla without any problem yesterday. So there you go. Yeah. Thanks, Erica.
So RGTI, we're all set here, 989.99. I'm sorry, we're looking at PLTR. PLTR, we're going to add high of the pre-market at 83.62. So we'll slam one there, and then towards the top, another great level with a lot of touches, 87.59. And just in case we'd like to get wild today, we're going to go 92.06. I mean, given the action yesterday, this stock can get the momentum going, and we look to see this push higher. Towards the bottom, highs and lows, we're just going to mark down the low of the pre-market. The rest is taken care of for you there. NVIDIA right now we are pushing higher, high of the pre-market at 103.52. So level there as well. Towards the bottom, you're set highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing a really good job. The low of the pre-market is just slightly higher than the previous day close at 98.50. So we would like to mark that as well. And just in case this breakout continues, the big level is sitting at 110.03, but there is some somewhat of a minor level here at 106.04. We'll note that there because at 110.03 is pretty far out. There'll be some ways to go if we do get into that area. Last but not least is Tesla, and it's pretty much set for you. Look at the highs and lows for the last two trading days are covering almost any point that you want on here, especially the big level, which is this one here around we'll call it 252.08. But just mark the high of the pre-market, and then everything else is taken care of for you. Previous day close, showing some good areas of support. We're well above that, and then all the way towards the bottom, 214, and now sitting $30 higher than yesterday's low. The madness. You gotta love this market. I mean, this market for day traders, for swing traders, it's a nightmare. But for day traders, this is what you want. This is the type of movement you want to take advantage of. So glad to be in the middle of it. All right, friends, that covers our list. We are set to go. Peter, let's take a look at what our moderators are watching this morning.
Yes, indeed. Our moderators are getting their lists in, and a lot of common and familiar stocks on here. Not a surprise. Megan's going to be watching just PLTR and NVIDIA. Brendan's going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, and Baba. Anyways, that we haven't talked about today, but he's going to be keeping an eye on it. Lenny's going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, MU, AMD, CVS, PLTR, and Levi. Levi Strauss, when that came back, because anyways, when it came back to be publicly traded, I was very excited. That's always let me down. But Lenny, I hope it gives you some love today. Nathan's going to be watching the Magnificent 7 and AMD. Brian's going to be looking at NVIDIA, Tesla, PLTR, although he says he's swing long on that. And, and the SPY overall. I've got two IPOs potentially to let you know about, so we'll see if they actually open today as scheduled. And I'm going to be watching Tesla, NVIDIA, PLTR, Apple, and OKLO. Eamon's got some potential longs lined up for Apple and CVX. Phil's going to be watching Tesla, Amazon, NVIDIA, and PLTR. Pierre's going to be watching NVIDIA, PLTR, SMCI, Amazon, and Tesla. And Paras is going to be watching NVIDIA, Tesla, PLTR, and Apple. So there you go. That's what we got for lists so far. Obviously, Carlos has got his list right at the bottom here for you, so you can take a look at all of those tickers, and you're going to find something good to trade out of that, or pick your own, like Hood, maybe. We didn't talk about Hood today. It actually looks interesting as well. So there's lots of stuff moving out there, and it's good to see it moving higher, because it's not good for anybody when the market continues to just tumble, tumble, and tumble. But as I said, enjoy it while it lasts. I'm a little nervous about tomorrow, to be honest, with additional tariff news, because just so far, right, it's never been good when we have tariff announcements. So we'll see what happens. But for today, hopefully it's a quiet day on the news front, and we can just enjoy some stock movement.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, friends, I see Brian is logged into our chat room. Andrew will be right after shortly, so we're going to disconnect from chat, continue right here on YouTube. If you want to see Brian and Andrew trade live, you can head over to bearwithtraders.com. We got a deal for you. Actually, it's a link here. If team can throw it out for $19, gets you into the chat to see these guys trade live. So we'll disconnect and we'll be on YouTube.
I notice Avi's not trading in the chat room today. I'm willing to bet that apparently he's not feeling well.
Who, Avi?
Yeah.
So all the partying from Vancouver.
I know in general why he's sick, I think.
Oh, yeah? Okay. All right, yeah. Let's take a look here, friends. All right, so I'm setting up my screens to get going for the market open. 5 minutes to that. As Peter alarm goes off as well, and yeah, that's good.
That's my 5 minute warning. So
it's good, man. It helps keep things in check.
Exactly. And look at Nvidia's just popping up here. It's got
everything is green on my screen. Very nice.
I love seeing that. Those last couple of days were rough.
Me too, man. That's what we want to see.
It's funny, right? Like anyways, we're talking in the chat room about why Avi's sick. Probably shouldn't share, but this is what we do. We share. He loves his hot tubs. He is like, no matter where you go, he's always in a hot tub.
Oh yeah.
So much so that even during the conference, he was busy wandering around in a bathrobe just through the conference.
I saw that.
Everyone else is dressed for the conference, business casual. He's running around in a bathrobe and a bathing suit because he's either on his way to the hot tub or coming from the hot tub. And
you know what, Peter? And it was, just to add to that, it was very weird. Before you move on from the hot tub thing, it was very weird that the hot tub was the same floor of the conference room. So imagine business people having a conference and you're just there with your family walking around in a hot tub trying to get to the place. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, even more, the way that hotel was designed, I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but the hot tub and the pool are the club, right? So at night they literally cover it over, and that becomes the dance floor. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
So like, if ever you wanted to be nervous about a hot tub and a pool in terms of its healthiness, just have drunken people dancing and doing stuff on it all night, then open it up and go soak yourself in there. I love the concept of a hot tub, but I have to admit, partially my wife's influence, but she's not wrong. They are like, it's a boiling soup of stuff. It's it's just, nowadays I'm just like, you know what? I love the idea. Looks enticing, but then I think about what might be boiling around in there, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. You go to the wrong place, and it's not going to be pretty.
Makes me nervous. Yeah.
Melanie, anyway. Good morning. Great to see you. Yeah, we missed you, Melanie, at this event, man. So next time you have to come. You don't have an option. You have to come. So, but yeah, we definitely missed you. Glad to see you online here. All right, let's see. All right, guys, I'm all set. Looking around here, man, things are looking really strong today.
They are.
Everything is
looking like a good morning.
Up. Yeah.
We got a little volume on Tesla as well. I'm looking at Tesla and Nvidia. I like how they just both popped here. Wow, look at that volume candle on Microsoft. Again, small candle compared to what we'll see after the open. We'll have to see what, like early morning volumes have been pretty robust here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, even better than yesterday early morning. I'm seeing the SPY and the Qs at like 1,200% average volume. So a lot of early morning volume.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens after the market opens. I just hope the platforms remain stable.
That's the first thing I'll be looking for. It's just good candles. I think it will. I think that you had so much transactions yesterday. What was it? People buying in, getting back into the market, finding good prices, or
I don't know. It's a good
covering?
question.
Like, you know, what drove it? You know.
It looked like it because, I mean, the prices went up. All right, here's my next alarm, which means we're at the 1 minute warning here. So 1 minute warning to market open.
Yeah, it should be fun. All right, LFG. Oh, Nick, I thought it was a ticker. LFG ripping, but you're talking about something else. I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's just saying, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. There might be another word in there, but
I see 3 letters, and I quickly think it's a ticker. I'm gonna put it on there.
Yeah.
Has to be a pullback, Regilio.
Go? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, guys. There's the opening bell. Let's make this count
again.
Don't be too eager to jump in anything unless you see your trade set up. But if they are there, go for it.
Absolutely. All right, charts looks good. Tesla looks good. I'm not seeing any funkiness, so looking really good right now. Very clean.
Uh-oh. My charts are not looking good.
No, don't tell me that, Peter. What are you looking at?
Apple and Microsoft charts look funky here. Tesla looks okay, interestingly. Tesla and Nvidia look okay, but my Apple and Microsoft charts, the little...
You might need to change quotes, man. Mine looks really good on Apple.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks good here. RGTI, nice drop right before the open here. As you guys know, I'm waiting 5 minutes. I might see something between minute 3 or 5, but again, for the 5 minute, I'll be wait 5 minutes and see where a good opportunity is. No trading before 3 minutes. Just kind of gonna wait to let things settle down and see where the action might be for us to jump in. So follow your plan. Follow your plan. Tesla trying to do some stuff. Tesla pushing higher here. Our low flow NAOV doing some stuff there, but careful on that if you like that stock. Yeah, Melanie, we did change a lot of the trading terminal. They're making some updates and trying to make it easier and better. So those guys are working their butts off over there. And the same thing's gonna happen with our education center too. They're revamping everything just to make it better.
Where are we going? Markets are pulling back just a little bit at the open here.
Yeah.
Watching Nvidia to see it's holding this level quite well, but I keep seeing orders get stacked on the downside here at 103. I just don't know where it wants to go. It's
Boricua trader. Are you trading from Puerto Rico? That'd be nice. No, we don't know why they jumped this morning. It could just be overall market, man. We've been down, so we're kind of getting a little bit of relief. But there has been no major news from the administration about tariffs, so we don't really know what's driving it. And the only country that are removing their tariff, which is what Trump wants, is Vietnam. It's the only one that said they're going to remove their tariffs to not affect some of their stuff. Everybody else is actually doing the opposite. China's saying now 30%. So they're fighting back. So that's not positive news, right? That's not what we're trying to do. So not sure. But we'll take advantage here. NVIDIA looks weak. I don't have the VWAP in play to use because we've been pushing up so much in the pre-market. But
yeah, it looks... I don't know, but it's getting some support here.
It's getting support. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't
gonna
want
hold
to. I don't
off
want
on
to go
that.
chasing this thing. I just don't know where it's going to go.
It's no good indication right now. Tesla pushing here very nicely. It's doing its thing. We're just under 4 minutes in, guys. So a lot of time. Save the ammo. If you don't see a great setup, just wait for it. It'll come. PLTR pushing here, making a new high of the day. Oh, so sorry to hear that. All right. PLTR pushing up. NVIDIA actually might be a long, guys. NVIDIA, like you said, Peter's holding there. Let's see how these next candles end up here. Couldn't make a new high, so that's a little bit of a struggle there. But it does look like it wants to head higher. Let's see how this 5-minute candle ends up here. Yeah, that's just working for me, guys. So if it's not working for you, maybe try to close it, change quote servers maybe. But it is working pretty clean compared to yesterday. Volume is still a little funky though. You could tell like the way the candles are printing are not as clean as it normally is.
Yeah.
But nowhere near what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was just insane.
There's the pop on NVIDIA. We're up to a new high of day, so it's looking.
Are you in, Peter, on this one?
No, I was watching it. The 103 again, 103.30, 103.40 is where it was holding for a couple of minutes there. It's not sort of my typical trade to jump in that much at the open, but I shouldn't have been so wimpy. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm looking at that as well. PLTR actually pulled back. Rigetti looking weak here. Below the VWAP. This could be a good short. Let me see. What do we have here as far as bigger time frame? It just doesn't move much. Like you got to take a boatload of shares to get a good return on this thing because of the price. And that's usually why I don't like these smaller price stocks are not the best for me. Things are turning around. Things are actually Rigetti. Good short. Good short Rigetti right below the VWAP. Virgilia, which one are you looking at? Let me know the ticker on NVIDIA. Yeah, I don't trust the NVIDIA pullback for long. This candle doesn't give me a lot of conviction that we're looking to go long here. Actually, that this is that sell-off like that, it's not good. Not good. So we'll see. This to me right now is a change in direction until it shows me otherwise that it's a pullback. Yeah, it doesn't give me no warm and fuzzies there on NVIDIA. And the market is selling down. So, overall, things are going the other way. This could be a good short on NVIDIA. For a 5-minute breakdown.
Yeah, Tesla dropped the VWAP for the first time here.
Yeah. NVIDIA, sure. Let me see here. That's what I'm thinking about. Level 2.
I'd be worried about a bounce here, Carlos, just because it also had this level pre-market, this 103 level.
103.49. Yes, I have that too there, man. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you're right or wrong because this is not my not my area of expertise.
No, man. It's listen. I hear you. I'm not 100% convinced either. I mean, I'm never 100%, but I'm not too confident on this drop either, right? I mean, if you look at the first candle on the 5-minute, it was more of an indecision candle. We're dropping here. I don't like the fact that the VWAP is not in play because it's below all the action, right? Usually the VWAP will be over here, and then I would love to go in there. But since we've been pushing up so much, like look at this pre-market, guys, right? The VUP is nowhere near in play because of the pre-market action. So that's also, not giving me a lot of confidence to take a short here. So we'll see.
It has now dropped that level, so maybe it's.
Yeah. Tesla might be a better play. Apple's dropping too. I'm hoping gold or Google holds 150 today. Let's see. Where's Google at? I mean, Apple at now. I mean, Google. Oh. I don't know, man. We'll have to see. Kevin, they are working for me. I think what you might be seeing is just the price actions. It's just a little bit weird. It's feels like a lot of choppiness. So it's not as fluid as we normally get, but they are working. Remember yesterday, the price was at like 90, right on the level 2, and the charts were still sitting at like literally 70, right? It was just so bad. So they were not catching up, but this is a little bit better today. All right, Nvidia's coming back up. Well, Dicey Diddy, yes, I'm with you. Go ahead, Peter.
It's giving you plenty of opportunity if you wanted to take Nvidia, but I said I'm not convinced about what it wants to do. It looks weaker now than it did.
Yeah.
RGTI, I'm looking at QBTS. It dropped here off the open. So
QBTS, yeah, nice short there. Got a bunch of orders at 674. You got massive bids down there. 674 on that one. Yeah, Nvidia here pulled back to the VWAP. The VWAP is now somewhat in play, and even if it's a short, I don't know. I don't like the risk to reward here. I'm not sure on this one.
And that sometimes is the problem, right? Like you might see a decent setup that you like, but it doesn't mean that you can get the right reward. The risk to reward equation. So what we generally mean by that is, at least the way I evaluate it, because everybody's got a slightly different method, is I take wherever I put my where I think the stop loss should be, and then I got to take twice the range. So between the active price and the stop loss, can I get twice that before it hits a level of resistance or support? And if I do the math on Nvidia, if I was to take a trade here, I'd have to put a stop over 104.20, because to me that's the level that it showed support or resistance earlier at sort of the highs, ignoring some of the spikes, which gives you about $1, which means I need $2 on the downside. And if I look at that 101.20 area, that's below pretty much all of the consolidated price action this morning. So we'd have to get back to like levels that we were at 7 a.m. and that I'm not.
That doesn't look ideal at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, I'm glad we didn't jump on this, because look at the balance. It's just, it didn't look good. We're hesitant. So this time we don't know what's going to happen, but it just happened to work out. So
we have to keep in mind, Nvidia is one of those stocks as well. Tesla and Nvidia both have a tendency to there's a lot of fans out there, right? And it tends to be almost overly enthusiastic. Any good news is an excuse for this thing to pop up on many occasions. So, you want to be cautious with it, especially if you're shorting.
100%. Let's see. Someone mentioned Amazon. You caught a short on Amazon. That's awesome. Wow. See, Amazon, on the other hand, much cleaner. Much cleaner. This is my move. Wow. See, if there's any luck in trading, is watching the wrong stock. You guys know how I trade. We look for this. We look for the pullback. This is where we jump in. And wow, this is very, very clean. So shout out to whoever took that short at 183.15. Man, great entry. Awesome. Yeah, that's clean. That's very, very clean. And part of it too is because the VWAP. Look how the VWAP is on here. That's a big indicator that we use. You didn't get that in NVIDIA here, so it was a little bit messier. PLTR, Rigetti trying to get above the VWAP. OKLO's messy, not really in play. QBTS. I see NVIDIA now is looking like a great long here. So far, Andrew is I have not been able to see his other trades, but he is long right now, PLTR. So he is long PLTR, and it is looking like it wants to go here. It's got some ask at the top there, so let's see if they can pull through. NVIDIA.
This market seems a little uncertain about whether it wants to push higher. I mean, we do have a 3% gap now compared to yesterday's close, so that's good.
Yep.
As we're moving up, but it doesn't look like it's too eager to get higher, but we'll see. It doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look super strong.
Well, it doesn't look in a rush to get anywhere, that's for sure. It's taking its time. Chris, they for right now, no, they're trading in our chat. So it's funny, I think Andrew's talking about what me and you were talking about just like seconds ago. How can I bring up his screen? Look, he's explaining it here. His camera's just off for us right now, but look, he's explaining it. Risk reward, right? He wants to risk 1 to at least get 2. He's doing that right now on PLTR. So that is exactly how you want to trade. Was he hearing us? Is Andrew looking at our YouTube?
Great minds and stop clocks.
Yeah. I can't hear what he's doing. I can only see, but I know exactly what he's explaining there with those R's. The risk and the reward. All right, NVIDIA pushing up. Oh, man, NVIDIA looks good here for a long.
Were you showing that on the screen there, Carlos? I can't remember.
I was showing this right here.
On the active screen? Okay, there it is, yeah.
Yep. I'm showing that right there. So, yeah, he's in PLTR. NVIDIA's looking really nice right now. But yeah, Chris, if you want to see Andrew trade live, you can see him in our chat room. There's a link there that'll get you in for a couple of bucks and see what it's like. So they'll be trading in the chat at the open. They'll come on here on 10:30, take care of some questions for you guys, and then we'll have Paris at 11 all the way to noon. So that is the lineup right now.
There's NVIDIA looking strong again.
Yeah, PLTR. OKLO continues to lose. New low of the day for them coming up here. NVIDIA did the move. Like someone pushing off the back of the tailgate and then wanting to jump back in. Yes, exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. MSTR ready to run. MSTR has had some pretty big moves lately. MSTR right now, yeah, it looks like it wants to break out. Like a lot of things, right? Like the SPY's pushing high. We're seeing a lot of things pushing up this morning. I feel like everything is leaving me. Let me get NVIDIA. I'm sorry, Tesla. How can we join this party? So stuff is going long. NVIDIA seems a little bit out of reach for me. Let's see, where's the SMCI is struggling. Like everything is green on my list except, well, not green, but everything's going up except SMCI. It just keeps making a new low here. Yeah, Brian, I see that, right? SMCI is just struggling, just down, just made a new low. It's trying to hold this level of the, what is this? This is the high of yesterday, right? That red line you see here, that's the high of yesterday.
Wow.
So it's trying to hold on to that. But do I trade reversals? Yes and no. I do, but I'm pretty bad at them, so I don't look for them as much as I do like breakouts, right? And 5-minute ORB. So So I'm very selective. But we're taking a few good reversals here, actually. We had some luck, but it's definitely not my go-to. Apple under VWAP. Yeah. Tesla. Oh, Tesla going back down. OKLO, SMCI. Shorted by the SPY. Yeah, SPY just had a overall market just kind of dropping a little bit here. We're seeing that. And Tesla at VWAP, yeah, we broke down the VWAP there. If we can, Tesla could be a good VWAP breakdown if we come up and test and then stay below the VWAP. But the stop will have to be, what, 245 on this thing? Yeah, this actually could be a good one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm thinking Tesla short here. Yeah, let's go Tesla short. See if we could break down at least. If we get 240, I don't expect a big move, but under 241, 240 would be awesome. On this one, let's see if the sell-off is coming in play here on some of these tickers. So short Tesla, and let's see if the drop can happen. Again, just very weird trading day. It's not bad, but I feel like all the stuff I've been watching has not traded well. Amazon was amazing. Like whoever called that one out, that was
a decent move there.
So good, man. Look at how clean that is. Yeah, but what can you do? Wasn't watching it.
Yeah, why who traded that? Why didn't they call us out earlier for us?
Yeah, they called it out once they made the money. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
What's up with that? We're trying to make money with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it together.
We're doing our best to call out what we see. Oh, okay. All right. They're saying they did.
Oh, we didn't look? Oh,
didn't look.
okay.
All right. Fair enough. Our bad.
Fair enough. Take it back. All right.
Yeah.
No problem.
we
can't keep up with every message. Yeah. Look at the receipts. Gotcha. All right. Tesla not selling off. Going the other way. PLTR pulled back. All right, Getty, OKLO. So yeah, not sure, man. It's weird start. Yeah, Anthony, it had a good pop. Andrew took advantage of that pop. I hope he took a partial. I can't see his screen right now, but yeah, it's starting to get into range bound. Like many things are, like even Tesla here, like we're going higher. So you're starting to see this range movement. Again, just uncertainty of the overall market right now. I'm hoping that we get to VWAP and then we just kind of start trending lower. That would be nice, but we don't want to see this go above VWAP here.
See, Andrew's trading opposite you because I think you went short Tesla, right? He's
I'm short Tesla too. I'm short Tesla too, yeah.
No, well, he was going long Tesla. And he got stopped there twice, pretty heavy on Tesla here. But he's trading TSLL rather than Tesla directly, so that didn't work out. Okay. PLTR, he's still holding on to PLTR. It looks like he has a partial that just got green again for him. He was green, he was red. He's just ready to break even now, I think. So
yeah, it's getting messy, man. Look at the back and forth on this thing here. Yeah, Nvidia's going higher.
I sort of like this setup. I mean, we're not seeing a lot. See, my charts, all my secondary charts are not doing well. They're lagging here, a lot of them.
Yeah.
But not all of them, just some of them. See, like AMD lagging for me right now, but NVIDIA looks good. My Apple, for me, is lagging, but Tesla's okay. Apple's good when I bring it up on the main screen.
And they're all the same exchange, so it's not like they're different exchanges. So it's not that.
What's going on. Anyways, but today is setting up decently. This is not bad for my trading strategies because if we can, a little bit of uncertainty at the beginning of the market, if we can sort of pick up a direction in the next half hour, We might be in a good place for me for a little bit later. So I like it.
All right, so here we're coming up to my stop is 245. I don't want to see it, even if we don't get to 245, if it closes above the VWAP, then I'll get out of the trade. But 245 is my stop. I'm hoping that we just kind of stay below the VWAP. Is this blue line here, and start trending lower. But let's see. It's trying to push above this here. Let's see how it goes. NMAX. Is NMAX doing some stuff? I can't pull it up right now because I gotta watch this trade in case I'm gonna get stopped out here. But NMAX was the one that was going nuts just a couple of days ago.
Let's see what's NMAX doing. It dropped heavy off the open. It's mid-range now. It bounced off a previous day close, sitting at about 49.85 now. Previous day close is 47.12 to be specific. But yeah, it doesn't look that interesting to me. Volume looks relatively low on it. Yeah. I don't love it. I have to admit, don't love it.
How is this candle gonna close? If we can get below VWAP, that would be good. Yeah, Mr. Dude, the market has it's not been great, right? The last 2 days. Well, yes, it was great, but just the volume, we couldn't trade things. The charts, the data. Today is just messy. Right, look at the Tesla 5-minute. It is just so bad. Look at this. Back and forth, back and forth. There's no direction whatsoever right now. So Andrew is still in PLTR, and PLTR is just moving sideways. It's doing the same thing as Tesla is doing for me here in the 1 minute. Like if you look at PLTR, it's the exact same thing, and it's just bad. How about you guys? Besides the Amazon trade, anybody else do anything fun? Call any good moves so far this morning? Pardon, we were a little boring today, but there's just we're not getting what we need here right now.
Nvidia is popping higher, new high of day here. See if we can get over 105. It's not what Carlos wants to hear. Looks like the market's pushing higher here too. So
yeah, so this Tesla keeps playing with me. I like the fact that we didn't make a new high here. We're hitting 245 and just kind of staying below it. We're back below the VWAP. So it's kind of, do we stick around and see how this turns out, or are we just going to get a pop all the way to 245.50 and get crushed, right? So it's a tough decision right now. I'm making it candle by candle as we go here. But let's see. Waiting for your guys' approval? No, don't wait for our approval. Today we are in the same boat, my friend. We are here not seeing anything great taking place right now.
Oh, Carlos, this is like a coin flip here.
It could go either way. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right on the nice edge as to which way this thing is going to go.
It's right on it.
It's good that it wasn't able to push higher right there, but I know that would have stopped you out. But it actually looks good for another move down to at least the low of day here. Yeah,
that's what I'm hoping. But my entry's not great, right? So the low of day, I'm not even going to get. Good, like a partial, right? So it's like it's a bad entry, given the way the stock started to trade here, and I'm gonna get stopped out because, this is a sign that it wants to go higher here. Just getting above the VWAP actually could be a good long, but I don't trust that we're gonna get the continuation.
Yep.
I know it's hard to see my entry. I gotta make my triangles bigger. My entry's right here because it's red on red, and I did it before and I forgot to save it. So let me do that. Let me make my triangles bigger because we did do that before. So we got to go. This is price, I believe.
Yeah. No chart area.
Oh, chart
Go
area
into
config.
chart area,
Yeah.
config area, and
Yeah.
then triangle size. You're at 4. You can make it
Let's try
top right.
6. I don't want it to be
Yeah.
huge. Did that even do anything? I don't think it did. Hold on, let's pick a bigger size. It looks the same. So chart area, config area.
Jeez, yours
Let's
look.
see.
Mine's only a 1, and it's.
Yeah. I think it's because the resolution. I got 4K monitors, so that could be okay. That's a little bigger. That's a little bigger. I could do like Thor. He has it down like 20. Have you guys seen Thor's chart?
You know what you could also do? Go in and change the color of that triangle so it's not the same color as because like the green shows up. Make the red. See the short trade triangle color? It's down at the bottom right. You could change that from a red to a pink or something. I don't know. Something that might show
maybe
up.
a little bit something off. Right here, it is short line.
Short
No, that's order
trade
line.
Triangle color. That's what you want.
Oh, right here. All right, maybe we could do something a little bit.
Yeah, a funky pink.
Yeah, it's still like a pink or something. Yeah, that works.
That doesn't actually show up as well as I thought it would.
Yeah, I thought it would be better, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You know it's bad when we're messing with triangles and colors.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's not good.
Sure.
Man.
Well, I said this is not. Once I didn't have an open trade, I know that it's a quiet time for me, and that's good because that means I can sort of focus on other things. I can just watch the market develop. I get a feel for the price action of the day, and just wait and see what stocks and trade opportunities are potentially going to set up. As I look now, we do have like sort of two groups of stocks, right? I see a bunch of stuff that looks like it's trying to push higher, sort of like the Nvidias, Microsoft, Apple. They're all looking to push higher, and then a lot of stuff that's really just chopping in a range. Meta is like the worst of them, but then you've also have Google. I would put Tesla in that bucket. What else we got? Even Amazon now, they're just sort of trading in a relatively flat range. So Amazon is especially, Meta is especially ugly today for whatever reason.
Yeah. Tesla, this setup looks really nice for a long, right? The breakout above VWAP, the pullback, and this is why I stopped out, because usually this for me is an indication to go long. So the reason why I stopped out of this right there. But it's just, are you going to get the continuation towards the high of the day at least? And I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nicholas, it's a tough trading day, man. We're things are going sideways. It's just tough unless you're a range type trader where you're topping the bottom and the tops and timing at least. It's a tough day for breakout traders. We're not getting that breakout right now. Nvidia, like look at Nvidia. Nvidia looks like it just wants to take off here. Look at this resistance area here. If you're a scalper, you're taking this trade and hoping that you get a quick pop, a couple of cents, because it looks like it's going to do it. But it is a tough one. It is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks great though. It looks like it wants to take this high of day here on Nvidia. So no trades for me yesterday. One trade for me red. This week is going to be a very low return week. This week is going to be extremely low if this keeps going like this. There's the breakout in Nvidia. Let's see if we can. Well, not the breakout. It's trying. Still hasn't really.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
now it's happening.
It's good.
Now it's happening.
It's a new high of day. So.
Yeah. FOMO seems like a great time to have breakfast. Absolutely, man. Yeah, if you're not finding what you like, now's the time to go. And have breakfast. Hit that thumbs up before you leave, though. And go get breakfast. Come back. But hit the thumbs up. If you hit the thumbs up, then
then you have a good breakfast.
Then hit the thumbs up. Then go get the good breakfast. And absolutely. We need some fake news today. We need something, man. We need something to get out of this funk. But I'm saying, man, I think we're gonna find something to trade today. We just gotta Just got to be patient here. We'll find something. My first trade not great. Nvidia's breaking out here. Who took that Nvidia breakout? We talked about it. It's happening. Anybody take that? Or anybody in Nvidia taking partials already? We love you too, my friend. We really do.
Oh no, see. Andrew's reverted to the low floats. He's in NAOV.
Dun. Oh,
I mean, it's working for him.
It's working. You know the markets are bad when we start trading low flow stocks.
Yeah.
Wow, but he timed that perfectly, though. I gotta say, he timed that
out
perfectly.
Of PLTR. Looks like it just under break even. He got back in. It's yeah.
Wow.
Like you keep saying, Carlos, this is not my.
It's not your wheelhouse, man. It's not your wheelhouse, and I get it 100%. You know, 100%. You got to stick to what you know. But he timed that very well. As quick as you get in, the quicker you have to take partials and get out, because these things could turn around and be very nasty to you if you don't act quickly with these low floats. I have been holding Nvidia and just made my money back. Very nice, Roof. Glad to hear that. Any insights on Intel? Let's look at it. But first, I promise we'll look at MLGO. MLGO, I mean, we're moving higher. Volume is not what I usually look for in a trade, because it's hard to read the price action. Like if you look at the way these candles are forming, very wicky. They're not connecting, very fluid, like I like to see on many of the stocks that we watch. But it's pushing higher. It all depends on your strategy. But to read the level 2 and the price action on a stock like this, like look how it's moving, right? You see how, let's take a look at it for a little bit. You see how the price action is, pauses, goes up, pauses. When you're getting this light volume, you're not going to get a fluid move like you do. Let's not pick Tesla, because that's just abusing. Let's pick like SMCI. You're going to have cleaner volume. And this one has also died down quite a bit too, actually. You're going to have more fluid volume. The candles are going to look a little bit better. I prefer to trade those type of stocks. So you're asking me what I think about it. It's moving higher, but it all depends on your strategy, right? Does this meet what your strategy is looking for, right? So you got your trade book. You got your criteria of what the stock selection should look like. Does this meet it? And if it does, go for it. But it doesn't meet my stock selection for sure. Let's see, Nvidia, Mike, that's awesome. NVDL treating you well. Yeah, Nvidia's pushing. Let's see. Roboski, you scalped a bid but nervous and got out. On which ticker? I'm assuming Nvidia. Nvidia, right? Because that's the one with the breakout. Don't blame you, man. Continuations are not there today. Wow, Andrew destroyed NAOV, guys. Let me give you a sneak peek of what that looks like. Oh, he took it off. But he was just showing it. Man, he crushed that thing. Did very, very well. He got out right around where it's at now, close to 1470. Oh, there it is. He's showing it back. Don't switch it, Andrew. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Clean entry. Partial. That's how you do it, folks. Very nice. Very nice. Roboski, look, you did the right thing by not staying too long. Look at Nvidia now, right? It's just that type of market. So good decision making, taking partial and getting out. You're not getting the continuation. Same thing with Nvidia, coming back down. It might be like this all the way till noon. Until fake news comes out, like someone said here in chat. But I don't see anything happening here. I'm just happy, Peter, that we're in the green. That I woke up this morning and things started going green. I'm just happy for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't mind that either. It's good to see the markets green here. And I was
Yeah,
thinking about taking a short up here in NVIDIA, but look at that. It might have been a short-term pullback there too. So
yeah. Let's see here. Nano hit 16. Oh, it did? It went up to 16. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, this thing is on fire. It's doing pretty well. Anyone having trouble with DAS quote servers? No, I haven't. It's been pretty good. I know Peter had a couple of issues with certain tickers only, which is so weird because it was not like it was just only NASDAQ or NYSE. The tickers were both in the same exchange. So
and
that's
they
weird.
seem
But
to, yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Like they seem to be popping in and out. Like Microsoft still off the chart, but Apple's looking better now. So I don't know what's going on here.
yeah. Speaking of Microsoft, look at the move higher here. Looking to break steady. Let's take a look at the Max 7 actually. Apple had a better, cleaner breakout from the high of the pre-market and is continuing. So that is looking very nice. What? Meta is a barcode. What is going? Look at that.
That's what I said. Meta is like especially ugly today, isn't it? It's very
Yeah. Frank in chat said Meta it looks like a flatline. Yeah, it is. It's just
it's
messy. Oh, that's interesting. How about Google? Let's take a look. Wrapping itself around the VWAP. Nothing as nasty as Meta. Who am I missing? Apple, Nvidia, Meta we looked at, Google we looked at, Tesla.
Microsoft.
Yeah, we looked at Microsoft, which actually is breaking out.
Broke out. Netflix.
Okay.
I haven't looked at Netflix. What's Netflix up to?
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix hit a double top, moving back to VWAP now.
Oh, Amanda SMCI. Thinking possible breakdown here below the VWAP. Amazon. Yeah, I don't know, friends. It is not what I expected for today. I'll tell you that much. I expected some cleaner action, a little more fireworks. Not what I expected, but that's okay. That's okay. Well, it's like on a lot of this stuff, the pre-market was where the best trading was done. Like if you look at NVIDIA in the pre-market, this is beautiful. PLTR, pre-market, amazing, clean. And then we get the market open and we turn to trash. So that sucks. Rigetti, pre-market also looked pretty decent. So I don't understand why it went so south. I mean, I understand why, but I wish it didn't go that way. All right, guys, 10-12. Trading's not going so good for us. So let's get some questions in. Let's see what you guys have. We'll do some questions, and we'll keep looking for opportunities, but I don't think we're going to get it this morning. I think we'll have to wait till later parts of the day. You thinking Tesla's looking a little toppy? Let's take a look at Tesla. Yeah, because we're hitting this area of resistance. And if you notice, right where it's at right here, look at the charts, right? The wicks kept pushing this down. So obviously this area here is a tough one. We got to break out of that. Is it toppy? Not sure. You are still making higher lows here, so a breakout can happen. It's all going to come down to are you going to get the continuation. Even on the 5-minute, higher highs, higher lows. The 5-minute looks great, actually. If you look at the 5-minute here, It looks good. It's just, are you going to get the breakout before you get a pullback that can stop you out? Because that's what we're seeing. We're not getting the continuation, a clean continuations on a lot of these. But would I go short here? No. Would I go long? No. Me personally, right? So I just don't see an edge in either direction, which is what makes it harder to trade. Tom, I'm not having chart issues today, no. Price action is weird, but the charts are fine. But yes, the price action itself, the way things are moving, are not clean, if that's what you're trying to say. But the charts itself, the data is looking good. They just don't want retail to make money. Right? What's going on? Let us live. Let us live. We gotta pay rent. We gotta pay bills. Like, come on. You can't take everything for yourselves. My goodness. How do we fix a dash issue? I mean, I don't know what issue you're having, but if you're having data issues, try switching quote servers. Try closing it out and opening it back up. Try doing those things. That can help. Pre-market low volume, so you can't scalp because of spread. No, yeah, pre-market. I don't trade pre-market because of the low volume, but the movement itself was pretty good, right? So if you can trade pre-market, scalpers is a little bit tough because you don't got that liquidity, and you don't got that tight spread, right? So it's a little bit harder to do that. What else we have here? Can analyzing the SPY chart help us anticipate the next candle for an individual stock? Peter, I'll let you take that one. I'm going to go get some water.
What is this? What is the question?
The question is, can analyzing the SPY charts help us anticipate the next candle for an individual stock?
I mean, yes and no, right? Because it's always a debate. The SPY is an aggregate of, the other stocks on the market, really, right? So, do the stocks lead it or are they following? And it depends on the day, right? In terms of what it looks like. So I don't like to use it. I use it just in general context, right? If it's moving up heavy, I'm probably not going to go short. And it also depends what you're trading, right? The stocks that are more influenced in the, more influential in the market indices, like an Apple or an Nvidia or Tesla, then, I take an indication from the SPY. So, but I wouldn't use it I wouldn't use it in a minute by minute direct trading, point of view, but I would use it for general context. So. The short answer is I don't use it to try and time my entries, but I will use it to make a decision as to whether I'm thinking of entering or not based on what I'm seeing on those. So I was just looking at Nvidia here for a potential short, so I was a little distracted to see what it was doing. I liked how it sort of double topped there, a little early for the shorts for me, and I was looking short. Now got the more orders building on the top side, so it's not looking as good again for a short. It's looking good for a long.
Yeah.
But we'll see. This seems to be changing perspective quickly.
PLTR taking off. Did Andrew get back in? I know he was trading this one. Looking for his screen here.
He did. He got out and then got back in.
Good.
I don't know if he's in now. I don't see his screen. It's not coming up, but
yeah, his screen goes like I gotta keep refreshing it. I know it's not him. It's just something happens that's weird. Gotta keep refreshing. Nvidia also at R4. Yeah, R4. If you break out, you should have a nice breakout, and it could also be a place to reverse as well. R4 could go so many different ways here. I know range traders would like to see this go the opposite way, right back to the VWAP, which it can. But we are in some very interesting times, right? With giving how the market has dropped so much, you got to take that into account as well. So, Tesla. All right, is the breakout happening now? Are we in? How can we join this party? Nvidia might be the best one, actually. We're coming up against that 106 level though. Nvidia, Tesla breakout. Yeah, Tesla's going here. Well, let's not say going. Tesla popped up. Although that pop is at 247 to 249, you know, it's gonna break out and just continue, because that has been the problem, right? If you jump it long here, let's say we jumped long here. Let's say we had an entry of 249, right? 249. We jumped in. Are we gonna be able to hold that entry going forward? Head fake, Dave. I don't know. Honestly, don't know, because if you look at the 5-minute, it is on a bullish trend. Like, it is going higher, right? It is on a bullish trend. What a tough day.
Yeah, we're not getting a lot of good, clean signals here.
Yeah. Yep. I haven't had a day like this in a very long time, where it's just nothing looks good. OKLO, QBTS, SMCI. How's our NAOV? NAOV is up 400%. Hard to borrow, and it's holding. 10% on PLTR, completely nuts. I mean, PLTR did that yesterday, man. Alex, PLTR yesterday was the same thing. It's just completely crushed, and this thing is just going higher. I mean, let's look at the daily and see where we're going here. But look at yesterday, 66, as high as 82. I mean, this stock is just insane. You know, even with and again. Yes, the fake announcement was there, and it popped him back up. But even before that, this thing was already doing very well, right? So it's putting in another good day here so far. Yeah, Tesla getting close to 250. Yeah, it's trying. I think Nvidia has reached its ATR. Yeah, I would think so. But again, I look at ATR a little bit different, especially with stocks like this one, with Tesla, Nvidia, and all these stocks. And the ATR, I think it's important information. I don't use it anymore as much as I used to before, because I expect the stuff that is in play to move well past its ATR, right? Now, stocks that don't have a catalyst are not in play. I could see that sticking to their ATRs, but I use a little bit different now. But it also depends on your strategy and the time of day, I think. I think that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, it's really not respecting ATR. And it hasn't done so in a while. Like before, when I used to trade the 5-minute RB, just to give you some history, I used to look at the ATR a lot. And if the first 5-minute candle will move past the ATR, then I won't trade it for a 5-minute RB. The last couple of years, first 5-minute candle is blowing past the ATR, right? So I was missing on a lot of great opportunities and great trades just because the type of volatility we're getting in the market volume is just... It's not the same what it was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's really not. It's extremely more volatile, and the ATR, I don't think sometimes for me, the way I trade, it has become less useful. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying it's a bad indicator. I'm not saying you shouldn't use it. For me personally, it has become less useful for what I'm looking for. So I took it out of my trade book. But for a long time, I had it for 3 years. I used it. MLGO. Timu Kanu British. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, so MLGO is pushing here. Again, I would have never take this trade. It's just looking at the volume. It's not something that I would put on there. The first 5-minute candle. So for example, if the ATR for the stock is 50 cents, what I used to do is if the first initial 5-minute candle move past 50 cents or 50 cents, the likelihood of it moving another 50 cents is not high, right? That's how I used to have it before. And it worked for the first couple of years. It worked pretty good. But now, and I'm not even showing you what I'm drawing. Here it is. But now, that's not the case. Now, this could be $2, so I will still take this trade here for a short. Let's say these are 5-minute candles. Question from Tom is, will you say it is more reliable to trade from charts or level 2? No, I think they're both reliable. Well, yesterday proved that level 2 was more reliable than the charts, right? But let's say when everything's working the way it's supposed to, they're both reliable. You're going to get the same data from both sides. Now, for me, I have to trade off the charts because my first criteria is to look at the patterns, right? What is the patterns forming? Then I'll take the trade. I might look at the level 2 to see if there's any imbalances in volume, any indication there. I'll look at the volume. I look at the way the candles have formed. Then I make my decision. But they're both reliable in my case when they're both working. Not like yesterday when we had that data issue. And Peter, I think you're the same way, right? You look at the charts first, look for the patterns.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, right. So. But yeah, short, says Lauren. On what? What are you going short on?
Yeah.
Is that a horse? Horse on your thing? What are you going short on? What are you going short on? Yeah, anytime, Tom. Yeah, if you guys have questions, throw it on here because, again, I don't have a lot going on as far as trading right now. And I'm getting close to that time frame where I probably won't be having any more opportunities for today. Later, probably things will start to reverse around 11, so we'll see. MLGO, it's been going up. But again, I don't swing trade this stock, so but yeah, it's been going. They had news, if I remember correctly. They had some news. Here's the daily. They had some news that started popping them up here, so they've been in place since then. They've been getting more volume. I mean, they went from being dead to being alive. So yeah, so they are getting some movement here. And you can see, man, at 4 and hanging around between 20 and 12, broke out to 32 and just kind of staying above this area. So they're doing well as far as the daily goes. Intraday, they're a whole different animal. That's a whole different story when it comes to intraday.
MLGO. You gotta love the people, and when you get to like stock twits and some of these social media things where like they're always yelling. Always caps, lots of exclamation points. I told you it's going higher to the moon. And then they all go quiet. And the other people are like, die, stock, die, when it goes down. Yeah. And it amuses me. It's not helpful, but it's amusing.
Yeah. They have earnings this week, I believe. Oh yeah, earnings. Banks, right? Banks kick it off. Gonna be very interesting. You're gonna probably hear a lot of this. Oh, we're gonna pull our projections because so much uncertainty that they don't know whatever projections they worked up for the last couple of weeks and months. Now with the tariff and the way the market is reacting, that's all changing. So they're not gonna be ready to report good numbers, for this marking period, this earnings period. So there's no way that with this drop and the loss of dollars in the overall market that they have good data. to report, especially the banks, and they kick it off. Like J.P. Morgan is up, BlackRock, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. They're all this Friday, the 11th. Yes, so this Friday. So we'll see. Then next week, Bank of America, United Airlines. Ooh, Netflix on Thursday. So the following week. The next week, excuse me. So yeah, so we're starting to kick it off. It's going to be nice to see how all of these companies report. And we'll be streaming live for a few of those right here on the YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't, so you don't miss when we go live for those. We'll schedule them out as advanced as we can. We usually go live at 3:30 and then take you through the reporting after the close. All right, Peter, things are turning around a little bit. I don't know if you have a good Mountain Pass setup.
Not yet. Not really. I'm looking at a short here on NVIDIA. Just took one, trying to get a move here lower. Come on.
Yep. Are you in an NVIDIA?
Yeah, I am.
Nice. All right, let's see if we get to VWAP. Will be amazing. Surely the market.
There's my
market. Tom.
My next alarm, the market direction change alarm, 10:30, is saying, "Hey, this is often when we see that reversal." So
yeah,
let's see what
we're getting it on a few of these, man. Nvidia's turning back. You're getting a good move now. Hopefully, Tesla, same thing. This is why we say like around 10:30 or after 10:30, between 10:30 and 11, you start getting these nice reversals, because by then you're an hour in. Markets, if a stock picked a direction, it's been moving in that direction for some time, and now people start taking profits, they get exhausted, and then the other side takes over. So we tend to see a lot of good reversals right around this time. Margin calls? No, man, we are pretty good on our risk now. 2-3 years ago, yeah, absolutely. Calls and alerts, ding, 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 ding. What's going on? Like, don't pick it up. It's gonna come back down. Let them wait. Send them to voicemail. If you don't close by the end of the day, we will liquidate your position. Blah 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 blah. Been there.
Really?
Been there.
Can't say I never got that. I've never got that call, so that's good.
Been there.
Too risk adverse for me, but yes.
Oh yeah. Amazon Weird Candle. Let's take a look. Amazon.
There we go. Taking a partial here on NVIDIA. I did add to this trade as well when we broke the 50 moving average. So
nice.
Pretty good.
Amanda says that's me every day. No, don't do that. bring your size down. Yeah. Don't do that.
Can't last too long if you're getting margin called every day. That's
yeah. I'm sure you're exaggerating with us. All right, Peter, you're getting something here, heading down to 104. That's good. Tesla is trying to turn around, but it's not doing it. Actually getting a little bit of a bounce. PLTR turning a bit. Rigetti's messy. OKLO messy as well. So yeah, I think you picked, out of all these, you probably picked the best one, man. So hopefully it can get a little lower there for you. All right, let me connect to the chat. I see Brian and Andrew are on. So let me just bring the volume into our chat room. Okay, there we go. Hey, Brian. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
I'm
morning. How
good.
are you?
How's everyone doing?
Good. Good, good,
Any
good.
uh, any trades on your end this morning, Peter,
No.
Carlos?
Well, Peter's in NVIDIA short right now. I traded Tesla, got stopped out, and then said this market is not for me, man. It's just so messy, so choppy, so
Yeah,
choppy.
it
So,
is. It is pretty choppy. I know a couple of other uh, people in the room were complaining about that. John was saying he was getting sort of chopped up with the price action. So
yeah,
it's been a bit of a challenge for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
yeah, has not been easy. I saw a couple of good trades from Andrew because we could look at his screen, but we can hear what he was saying. But I saw a couple of good ones for him on that
Okay.
PLTR. That looked good. Did you have any good trades?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I got a nice short on Tesla when it started to break down right after that pop on the open, and got a quick scalp on SPX, and then played AMD through 88. So
Oh,
yeah, I've had
oh.
a few decent trades,
Nice.
but yeah, I had some losing trades on Tesla too. Had to take quick had to get stopped out. So, like I said, it wasn't an all green trade day.
Yeah, not an easy day for sure. All right, friends. Me and Peter are gonna hop off. We'll leave you with Andrew and Brian over on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up and
Oh,
subscribe, and we'll let you guys take over from here.
Indeed.
cool. Thanks, guys.
Trade smart, everybody.
And Andrew also traded our little low float of the day, NAOV. This little scalp on that as it broke out. It is going to be in play all day. Watch it in the afternoon. I bet you they'll start to run it up again. The volume's really dropping off on it now. So we're really trying to just to hang around this level. We haven't really the SPY. We haven't really moved much in what like about 30 minutes. The Q's pretty much the same thing. We've been sort of hanging around this level since 10 o'clock. So it's been over 30 minutes, and we really haven't made any progress one way or the other. So anyway, I had some nice. One thing I did get is some really nice swing trades over last night. Took some positions overnight based on the price action that we had in the markets going into the close. Held in long overnight. I held PLTR long overnight. Held some Tesla overnight, and it was all based on yesterday's price action, which if you look at like for example, if you look at a daily chart at Tesla, this was the reversal candle I was looking for. So a couple of big down days, and yesterday we closed where we opened really far into the red, and then we actually closed in the green on volume. And to me, that's a sign that um, buyers are done or sellers are done selling. Buyers are stepping in, whether it's people wanting to put on positions, long positions, or could be the shorts finally deciding to cover some of their positions. They're buying. The buying was there, and that's why I kind of felt unless there's always a risk holding stuff overnight, but unless some really bad news came out overnight, I kind of felt we were going to be people were going to look at that candle and look at the candle on the SPY and the Qs which actually finished green, and they were just going to look at that and say, okay, the bottom's in. Let's start to buy.
All right, guys. How are you doing in YouTube? Ryan, where's the market doing? I'm still long in PLTR. I'm gonna leave it a small position on PLTR, 2,000 shares sitting in there. Howdy. How's your trading, guys? I did good. Day trading wise, PLTR was pretty interesting. So I went long. I actually didn't get a stop out completely at 956. I added more, and then we got a really nice rally on it. The market seems to me that because it gapped up or gapped down, when it gapped up, it just didn't really have a lot of momentum to go during the sessions. Most of the move happened in the pre-market by the gap over gap down. That usually happens when you have a huge gap over gap down. The market really doesn't stay volatile during the day. It just most of the move happen in the pre-market.
Yeah.
But we got a really good rally on it on that.
Yeah, it's a little more challenging to trade markets that gap up, down. I mean, if it's a big gap, then it's people are trying to reprice stuff, get an idea of where things should settle. So on
So you
gap ups, of course, I was looking for a sell off at the open because um, we had such a sell off in this bounce back. There were probably people that were just looking for an excuse, a bounce to get out. So we had a bit of selling at the open, which is what I expected. That's why I shorted Tesla. But then, as soon as we got those people that wanted to get out, as soon as we got them out of the way, we had a nice little comeback. But we really haven't made much progress. Yeah, and the NAOV is kicking it today for sure. I did. I did take a couple hundred shares of this SVRE, which was hot yesterday into the close, and then that didn't work out.
which one?
So not all swing trades work.
Which one, Brian? Which ticker?
And SR, it was at SRVE. Stupid.
SRVE.
VE had
Again,
a nice pop into the
SRVE. I'm
S.
not getting it.
Well, maybe I'm.
You're trading something
Is
that
it?
doesn't exist.
Maybe it's SVRE. Hang on a sec. Taking it off my screen because I'm disgusted with it. SVRE. Yeah. Sierra Victor Romeo Echo.
Oh shit, that one is down 47%.
It's disgusting. It had such a nice pop at the open, and it only had like 800,000 shares. So I thought for sure it was going to rip in the morning. Nothing's for sure.
All right, that's not fun.
Yeah.
So you did have SVRE swing and then sold off, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, I don't know why you're
It's
messing
okay. It
around
was
with
only
these.
two. It was only a couple hundred shares. So
Don't over dramatize it, huh?
yeah, it wasn't. What I lost on that was small compared to what I made on NVIDIA, PLTR,
I'm
Tesla,
gonna get out of PLTR
TQQQ. I
position.
had some
All out
long.
of PLTR.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna
I had some
yeah.
long TQ. It was long TQQQ too. Yeah, I got. I'm out of it now. I sold my PLTR. I've sold all these swing positions because I don't trust the market. We're starting to sell off here, which is kind of interesting.
guys do? What's how was the trading for you guys? Uh, SoCal trader, what did you trade? Jared, what did you trade? Jared, profit, Jared, SPY and NAOV.
Yeah, look, SPY has come back down to the view app here. It's just we've just spent too long just in this trying to break out, and I think it feels like the people that got along are sort of um, deciding there isn't going to be a follow through rally here, so they're starting to give up, waiting.
Um, that's uh, that's was okay today. I didn't have a lot of issues with it. Leave if I delay, delay,
Yeah,
but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like yesterday.
no, I thought it was. I thought DOS is not bad today.
It's pretty, yeah, I think it was pretty decent today. That's what I found. Changing the code servers sometimes it helps.
Hmm.
Tesla Paris did a really nice trade on Tesla. Let's see what you do Tesla. Then you get chopped up. Yeah, Paris is becoming exactly like me. He's getting chopped up in the first 5 minutes, and then he gets really nice moves after that. That's exactly what I trade. Getting chopped up, Paris. But the good thing about the is I think Paris probably needs to work on his scalping in the first 5 minutes, and then the move that he got on the Tesla was really nice. Um, I think at between nine to 9:40, 9:30 to 9:40 requires a different mentality from 9:40 to the rest of the morning open. Like Brian, for example, is a really good scalper at the open. Like as the market opens, he really scalps these small things. It's different, completely different mentality and mindset.
Still, yeah, I'm just reading price action basically. Yeah, the ideal hours for trading, I mean, it really depends on how you like to trade or what your trading plan is. I mean, if you're a scalper or if you're opening range break trader, I mean, first 5 minutes is your time. I mean, if you're a trader like uh Abby or Thor, they look for levels to be hit before they take entries. So I mean, it could be. I've seen Abby not take a trade. He doesn't take in a trade in the first half hour. He just patiently waits till he sees a setup that he likes. So it depends on your quick how you want to trade, your trading style. I think Spy is going to lose the view app here.
SPY 2.5%. Don't lose the view app. SPY, don't lose us. So, yeah, the market really doesn't have much of a momentum
Yeah,
in the trading sessions. Obviously, it's a big gap there,
yeah, there you
gap up
go.
there.
There you go. Look at that. Knew it. Boom.
Yes. Pulled off as well. I mean, now that the
Yeah,
market is down a little
CSI.
bit, the volatility is down. So here's the situation. President Trump says, I'm going to add another 50% tariff, and the China says we are this down to the war. So what is the optimism coming from? I didn't really have time to digest these situations.
Mhm. I think
There's
some of
still
the fact that some negotiation is happening, and maybe they're thinking that cooler, there's some movement been with other countries, although I don't know. I heard Chad say something about in Africa was going to drop their tariffs. I don't know how much trade America does with Chad, but I guess maybe there is
Japan.
some
I think
movement. So
Japan.
maybe people are hoping that there will be something, and and cooler things will cool off a bit.
Um,
That's all I can say.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was reading Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal. Um, it was great. Like it was a great day trading wise. NAOV was a very nice breakout that we did. This is again obviously is a lower price stock, lower float stock. The price range is really good, 13 to 20. We had a very nice ABCD pattern pop on that like a bull flag. PLTR for me was a very nice trade. What did I do today? PLTR was a profitable trade that I did. Yeah, so that was a nice kind of opening range breakup that we got. Again, it was super choppy at the beginning. Um, is there any question? Let's get some questions from the chat room.
Mhm.
Questions that can maybe answer.
I think, Tom, I think that the only thing that we've really, as far as I know, for economic events, I think there's some announcement coming in about 9 minutes that has to do with how much uh, how much treasuries are being bought back. I don't know how much that's going to move the market. There was something about a buy announcement about how much buyback was happening, but I think we're pretty light on economic news
So Zach,
today.
so my book is
There's
my new book is coming. It's just the final phase of editing because we edited obviously with ChatGPT and everything, but it needs a human touch for the consistency and everything. Something that a world class editor needs to go over it. I think in the next couple of weeks. Zach is asking question the shift of the BRICS and stuff, like the whole global economy. I think is changing. The dynamic, the message has been very clear, at least for the next 2 years, that uh, President Trump has the power. Is the message is very clear, and it's gonna shifting. The debate is out there. You can go to YouTube. There's a lot of debates in CNBC, Fox News, or um, CNN and everything. They're all debates. Is it right or is it not, or stuff. But what happens here for the financial market is that financial market is adjusting to this new shift in the policies, and that causes extreme volatility. And as a day trader, you just have to stick to the patterns that you know. One of the problems that I had in the last couple of days was bringing my investing and my short-term swinging into my day trading, and it really messed me up. But as a day trader, when you stick to your patterns that you have, this kind of environment is amazing for you, and you have to be able to really monetize and on these chart patterns and stuff. At the end of the day, your cash. I mean, that's a different story. That how you want to have your long-term portfolio. I think a lot of people who have long-term portfolio, they have to let the professionals manage that. It's usually a 60-40 portfolio, the bonds and the stocks. And this is a black swan event this is not a usual environment for financial market. This is going to go away. This is like very similar to financial crisis. I didn't trade in that time, but pandemic was like that. But pandemic was caused by something that we had no control over. Like it was a virus, it was a lot of uncertainty. But this one probably got a lot of people off guard, was because, especially billionaires like Bill Ackman, was that because we have control over trade tariffs, and maybe we can, do it better way. But the shift in the global economy, I think, is the world is gonna change in the next couple of years, the way that they are doing the trade together. And it would be, I think, in the long term would be beneficial for America, but in the short term, market is extremely overreacting. And honestly, I don't think White House saw this kind of overreaction coming. They had all sorts of announcements. They said that, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, the Liberation Day. And even the Wall Street Journal, before the Liberation Day, there was an article. I got the notification that, the internal, sources, because they have all these connections with these people internally, that it's a very massive all across the board. So news was out, but just people didn't believe it. But what we are seeing here right now is,
everybody was, I think, expecting that the whole position was just going to be a negotiating position, whereas turned out that didn't seem to be the case. So I think people really got caught, and a lot of people that were making prognostications or predictions were completely wrong. So,
but again, it's very important for you guys. Again, as we are as a day trading community, it's very important to remember that don't try to rationalize this. This is what I did, and I paid the price for it twice. Don't try to rationalize it. Trade your pattern. What is your pattern, and what does your risk management says that? Like in the morning, I wanted to go long, and we discussed that. Why the market is gapping up? There's not much of a good news in there. But who cares? You trade your thing. The moment that you start rationalizing your trade based on the macroeconomics and politicians and everything, it's wrong. It's a slippery slope, because then you start putting your risk management rules aside, and you bring your emotions and or analyze or rational or macroeconomic and that type of thing into the trade. That's what I did exactly. And that cost me a lot. So when you are actually taking a trade, a day trade, you have to just stick to your risk management rule. Who cares if the global economy is going down to hell? But if the PLTR is a good ABCD pattern opening range breakout, just take it to the long. It doesn't matter why it's going up. Like this morning, I was shocked that we were gapping up that much, because there hasn't much of a change. China says, no, we're in there for the, to the fight and stuff. But who cares? It's a short covering rally, whatever it is. It's just, or maybe there's some information that they know, exchanging between themselves that no, it's not going to happen, blah, blah. Who cares? You trade your pattern. But as an investor, if you're not on leverage, if you are not on leverage products like TNA, TQQ, SPXL and stuff, I think the market eventually bounces back. Like I don't think we are in a very systematic risk of messing up with the whole global economy. My problem with my positions when I closed them was because these leverage products are not really bouncing back, even if the market bounced back. So it was the wrong product in the wrong environment. I mean, I have long-term investments. You can have just ignore about it, just do your thing. Just benefit from this volatility intraday. Sorry, Brian.
Yeah. Wow, markets are really tanking here, selling off, rolling over again. Right. I think it was just we spent way too much time just trying to break out from yesterday's high on the SPY and the Qs, and I think we just spent too much time there. People that got long hoping for a breakout just didn't get it, and now people are kind of throw, in essence, just throwing in the towel, saying, okay, we're not going higher and getting out. Looking at products, so you're talking about TNA and TQQ. These leverage products, I mean, they work great if you're on the right side of the trade, and they really hurt if you're on the wrong side of the trade. And the problem is if you hold them too long, every day every day they rebalance, and so if it drops, if it drops 5%, then it's got to go up 7 or 8% to get you back to break even. So it's just a matter of math and rebalancing that happens. So they slowly erode in price. So you'll see that some of these ETFs, if they just get so low, they have to reprice them.
That one of them, that's one way. Another one is the nature of the mathematical number in it. Like, for example,
Yes.
if you if it's something drops 10%, 30%, like imagine if market drops 30%, these ones drop 90%. So from $10, dropping 90% goes to $1. And then if the market bounces
Yeah.
back 30%, these leverage products are bouncing back 90%. But from $1, 90% bounce back with $1.90. The market is back into the same place, but the leverage product from $10 is going to go to $1.90. So the nature of the mathematical
Exactly.
equations on that rebalancing is a little bit, but the overall writing these ones down on the wrong direction, that can cause really massive, like mathematically, you won't get back in there. So, and that
Yeah,
was
I mean,
that was my panic attack, that I was holding these ones, and I know market is gonna come back. I know the world economy is not gonna collapse. I know it's gonna come, but my positions were not going, and that was the thing, that problem that I had. If I have a SPY or VO, okay, yeah, good, another 10%. Who cares? Because it's gonna come back. But these leverage products don't come back.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like with even a stock. I mean, if you have a stock's trading at $10 and it loses 50% of its value, it's at $5. Now it has to go up to 100% to get you back to $10. So
Yeah,
if
a couple of
you take a leverage product, it makes it even more challenging. So okay, so I guess I don't know, whatever announcement was coming at 11 here didn't really have much of an impact. So um, and we're finally getting a bit of a bounce off this sell off.
okay. A
Anyway,
couple of things
I've
we
had a good
mentioned,
day.
Brian. Yeah, it's at 8
Yeah,
a.m. I think I need to head out. Um,
yeah,
so Phil is having the small account options trading at the in the chat, in the webinar room. So elite members, Phil is helping you if you are trading options with a small account. That's a really good sessions that he has. Phil is a really good trader, options day trader. If you have a small account, $5, $6, $10,000, and you want to trade with options, growing with that, Phil's answering questions and going through some of the trades that they've done together. And I'm handing it over to Thor.
in the
I'm
chat room.
personally, I had a profitable day today. So thanks to PLTR and
Yeah,
NAOV. And yeah, that was awesome, man. Thank you.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah, and as far as the last question, Kylene, um, no, they don't necessarily. I mean, a gap fill is something we always look for, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see a gap fill on these stocks. Um, if you just look at the SPY on a daily, um, eventually we probably will fill the gap, and then sort of the bottom of the April 3rd candle might get filled. It will get filled eventually, but that'll be resistance there. And then we've got another gap to fill after that. So there's a lot of wood to chop here to get back up to 550s, 560 on the SPY, and a lot of uncertainty still. So just because we're rallying today doesn't mean, that we've got the all clear. So just be aware that this isn't necessarily the bottom on the market. So, and we'll just have to wait and see what the technicals tell us. I'll be very interested to see how we go out today. I took a lot of swing trades yesterday. I probably will not take any today, but we'll see. We'll see how the market closes. All right. Take care, everyone. Hope you had a good morning, and we'll talk to y'all later.
Hey, Paris. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Carlos. Good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Can you hear
I'm
me?
good. Rough morning, but other than that, good. Can't complain, brother.
Good. That's yeah. It's been difficult, but yeah, but very volatile.
Yep. All right. You're all
So
set. Chat is off, and I got you live on YouTube.
awesome. Thank you. Let me show. Oh, I didn't share my screen, so let me share my screen. Hey, you guys should be able to see my screen. And I had another fantastic day today. Very, very awesome day. So Avi is not gonna be joining the YouTube going forward, guys. So I know everybody misses Avi, but uh he left me alone. I have some echo. Is everybody getting that echo?
No, I don't hear any echo. Test again.
Hear me now? Echo?
No, you're good, man.
Okay. Okay, cool guys. So everything's turned out to be great. Today I scalped today was the day of scalping, guys. And I planned for it. So I scalped the hell out of NVIDIA today. So this is my NVIDIA. NVIDIA is now selling off. So let's talk about this thing. So NVIDIA, everything was gapped up. NVIDIA had another catalyst about one of the AI companies buyout. And it was very strong at the open. And when things were very strong, I was like, okay, it could continue to stay strong, but not without a pullback. So I would want to see if it pulls back to the, and if you look at it, right, and this is the line that I'm just trying to understand where the trend is. And in today's case, it worked out really nice. So what I'm thinking is, let's bring up the Epic Pen real quick. Where is the Epic Pen? Okay. So what you want to see is, first of all, this was the area. So it tried to pop up yesterday, very strong bounce, and then pulled back, and then tried to hold the 95 area. It held the 95 area, and 98 area was close to like 2.5 hours of consolidation, tried to break out, but then closed below the 98. So now the stock steps up, gaps up. Now it's time to step up. Then it broke above 100, hold the 100 area and then break out above the 101, which was trying to consolidate, and then getting extended close to 104. This was the area that was getting extended. Now, there are multiple ways to understand if where is the trend catching up to. So the trend, if I zoom on the uh, pre-market, the trend, the way the price was interacting, let's zoom in here. The way the price was interacting, where it started making higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, and the way this trend was going was trending higher. And eventually this will have to catch up to the trend, right? So now this could be too far away from the current price. So when the current price was this, so now what I do is when things get started extended, now you're trying to look for another area where the trend is forming. So now you're looking for another trend formation on how the buyers are getting aggressive. So this was the initial indication, okay, the trend is very aggressive. The trend is either catches up to the closer trend or shorter term trend, or it catches up to the bigger picture trend, 200. So we'll see on how it goes. Now, what happened was the buyers were aggressive at the open. Why is the app not working? I don't know why this is not working. Anyways, so now what I'm trying to do is, what I'm trying to understand is, now let's zoom in into 1 minute. Now what I'm trying to do is, the things were getting too extended. Like it was now if you catch up to the trend was right here at this point. So to catch up to the trend, it has to either pull back first, and then it goes very aggressive at the highs and then sells off. And that's what it has to catch up to the trend because it was too extended. So the first thing that I want to do is that the second I see a selling pressure, I would want to short it. And I would be looking for a trend to catch up. So I was looking for the break of 103, hold lower, and then eventually break the trend and catch up to the next trend, which is 100 area. So that was initially my thought of, source of assumption that maybe it catches up to the shorter trend and then go down to the 100. So at 103, people who have access to the tape, guys, I cannot emphasize enough on how important that 103 level was. So 103 was such a strong buyer. I cannot emphasize enough. Very, very strong buyer. Even though it dropped 103 around this area, but the buying pressure was so much. And you see how many parcels I've taken. The only reason is because I'm seeing so much buying pressure. And I'm not comfortable that it's gonna drop further because though I'm short on the trade, but it was so much of buying that when you see something on it, it's you have to understand that this is not going to go in your favor, and then you partial aggressively, and then you stop out at break even, and you try to look for. And same thing I saw. So 103 was a very strong buy for my first trade. So this is my first trade right here. This is my first trade. Very strong buy. I started scaling and it wasn't like a strong confirmation. Then I got out at break even. This is where my stop out is, break even. And then I flipped my position long because now if it's starting to buy here, it can very quickly squeeze to the upside to 105. And then within a second, it popped up really strong. And then I sold, but then stopped out again at break even. Ideally, I want to see it hold the opening range. It never held the opening range, dropped the 104, and then like, okay, this is not. And now like, okay, now the people who were trapped on the long side and people who were short would get back in again. So that's when I one shot again. As like, okay, now it's gonna break the 103. So every single minute, guys, there was 2.5 million shares being traded. So you always have to understand that this is, now maybe this is the time when Nvidia breaks now. This is 103. Yeah, 103 is gonna break now and then go lower to 100. So you always want to understand that where it's actually looking now things are SPY and Qs are selling off really bad. That's me. see what I can do here. The SPY and Qs are selling off bad. Now it's coming back to the catching up to the previous range. You see this? Now I would expect a little bit of bounce around 102.50. If it bounce at 102.50 and then try to hold below 103.50, the chances are it breaks the 102.50 and goes to 101. That's what I would be thinking about the immediate process. So 102.50, now you will see attract some buyers on a bigger picture. And now you expect a bounce there. But will it be a strong bounce? I don't think so. But that's how, that's how the institutions or the algorithms are trading too. They're, they are not waiting for it to, they're not waiting for it to just get back in at any positions. They are holding at to those important areas and then see. And ideally, I would not want to see it goes even 103, because 103, 103.20 was an important area that was buying it previously. Now all the buyers would be trapped and they would start a continuous sell again. And if the SPY is weak, it would be very, very big move. So yeah, that's what I would, but that's how I traded. So that's when it popped up, sold some. Then the second I shot it again, I was like, okay, now it's gonna break to 103 again. And see, it did not. And then when I started seeing again buyers and buyers, that's where I stop out at break even and then flip to the long position on the upside. And when very quickly it moves in my favor, then at the pullbacks, I would be adding. Where at the exactly at the place where it broke out from, because this was the opening range that was usually you looking at. And when you added the place, when you start seeing buyers, it kept grinding higher. And then I added one more time, I guess, NVIDIA. Yeah, I scaled out from 103.80 to 105.80, which is a 2-point move. I added more around this area, looking that maybe it goes to 106 and step higher, but then it's sold off and then it's stopped out me at break even. So that was on NVIDIA, scalped it. And today was like, people who know me, I don't trade like this. I have a bias and I trade on that bias. Either I'll go long on a trade or I'll go short on the trade. But today was one of those days where you have to adapt to the market. The volatility is so much that you have to be open to trade on both sides. It can go either sides. It can go like now it rallied at the open and now it's selling off, and it could sell off all day. And the only thing that is very difficult to be is stay at one position. Like this volatility will not uh, uh, stay at one position or stay at one price, just because of so much of tariff news, the bigger picture context, the economy. So you won't see that. And that is a huge benefit to a trader, because you can trade either sides. And that's where you say, when you adapt to the market, what does adapting to the market mean? Adapting to the market means that you are able to understand the context of the market and then trade accordingly. The way I traded today, I don't trade often. I have a very specific bias and I trade on that side of the bias. But today is an exception. Why? Because of the high volatility environment that we are in. So yeah, that's where I traded NVIDIA both on the short and the long side. And then, yeah, I did trade Tesla today as well. So let's go over Tesla. And every single trade I traded was a profitable trade. Yeah, most of them got stopped out at break even, but every single trade was a profitable one. And that's the beauty of volatility, because when you have a high volatility environment, the trade would immediately work in your favor. If it doesn't work in your favor, then you just get out, and you have to be very quick at getting in and getting out. If it doesn't work, get out, get back in later when you find something that matches to your thesis. So this was, and same context, same thing that I was watching on NVIDIA too. Same thing on NVIDIA, sorry, Tesla. I was looking for short, looking for catching up to the trend. In this case, it came back later where I shorted the second time on NVIDIA, but I did not short it on Tesla. But then I went long when it started holding the trend overall. So yeah, so that's what I want to see overall. and then I scaled out from 244 to 250. 6-point move, 250 was my final exit. And 250 was also a big picture level, a technical level from a daily chart. So I was looking for 250. Yeah, it's been in that range. So 250 was this level right here on a daily. So 250 was my target, and then I was okay, now if 250 gets rejected, and then maybe sell off comes back to 220 again. So it could trade as much as you want between 220 and 250 range right here. And either you want to participate at the top of the range or bottom of the range. From a shorter term perspective, you can capture that move on the upside, 6, 7, or 10-point move. It has been very volatile, and yeah, so it's been a very, very profitable day overall. And yeah, that's I'm done with trading today. Why did you hold there at 1030 dip? Why 1030 dip? Right here. So that I was even thinking of adding, to be honest, right here. I was even thinking about adding right here, and the reason, if you see, the character of the stock hasn't changed yet. So this was the opening range right here. The character of the stock, it broke out of that range. Now it's trying to hold that range. I was even thinking of adding here for a scale out to the upside, and my exit would have been here somewhere. If I was holding to the position. Same happened with NVIDIA. If you see NVIDIA, I did the exact same thing on NVIDIA. So NVIDIA was same here. This was the opening range right here. And then when it stepped up right here, when it stepped up and break out of this range, held it, and then I added more for a scale out to the upside, but then stopped out when the character got changed. So it's a process. It's my process of trading. So I tend to trade with that process, and it works for me more than it doesn't work for me. And it's all about risk reward. So sizing of the sizing depends on the amount of risk that I'm willing to take. And my risk is like I have different tier sizing, and today all of my trades were all tier 1 tier sizing. And tier 1 is usually $1,000 risk. But people who like are scalpers, I think this is a great environment to trade. People who are like trying to capture like uh, a big picture trend, and if you are good at tape reading, I think these are the days where you can make a shitload of money. You have volatility, you can trade either sides. You can, like at the open on Nvidia today, I was just trading the tape. I wasn't even looking at the chart, I was watching the time and sales. And the volume was amazing. The volume was amazing. Not really, Tom Center. I don't trade with a $100,000 account. I trade with a $300,000 account. My daily, from a PNL or from a percentage of the account standpoint, I'm looking for something between 1.5, 1 to 1.5% of my account on a daily basis. So which is usually 3 to 5K a day. Sometimes you'll have like 5-figure days. And yesterday was one of them. Yeah, Lauren, very good question. Why don't I trade Tesla options? I think it's just the ease of getting in and getting out. If you look at my position right now, like I like to get in, get out. And if I'm wrong on a trade, I don't like holding on to the options. And options is just the liquidity and the spread on those. I'm just not, and then you have to figure out the strike price. So by the time I'm trying to get in, what I see on the price, by the time I'll get in, I'll be too late. So that's why, like, first of all, is the ease of getting in and out. The spread is usually tend to, mess around a little bit. I cannot hit between the bid and the ask. I cannot. You can, but the fill rate is much more convenient. And I don't have any liquidity issues either. Like I don't have issues with the account. I have a bigger account that I can trade with, and I'm comfortable with that. So I think the if you want to scalp around on the stocks, I do not recommend options. But if you have like account, if you have a smaller account or if you have liquidity issues, then yeah, I'll go for it. And plus, one of the other things that happens is it also like there is one factor that is going against you. So let us say you're buying some calls on Tesla, right? There is one factor of theta is actually going, which is a Greek, which is goes against you. So even let us say half an hour, uh, like for example in this trade, right? Uh, this is a long, and this is like close to half an hour or 45 minutes. And if the half an hour, 45 minutes of the price comes back here, I'm gonna lose value at this point versus this point. And it is not gonna be the same. And that's also you have to understand that with options, theta is taking a lot of value out of it. So if it's the same price at 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after, it's not gonna be the same. So finesse, um, any small account is good to start. Unless you are in, if you are in US, you have to have like 25K minimum. But if you're outside US, there is no PDT rule that applies to you. So, and if you have an IBKR and a finesse is giving you 20K buying power, but if you're gonna expect that I'm gonna make uh $3,000 a day, $5,000 a day with a $20,000 account, that's not gonna happen. If you're okay with keeping it things small and eventually slowly working on making your account bigger, then yeah, you don't need a lot of shares to make $50-$100 a day. So Tesla is currently at the area. Let's look at Tesla for a little bit. The sellers are trying to take over, but it's not dropping much. Yeah. So I think it is at the area where, this is like you want to understand if you're trying to short here, what is your risk? Like, first of all, understand where's your technical stop loss. So 244, 245, 246, around this area should be your technical stop loss if you're trying to short it. So you want to either you want to wait for the stock to come up here. If you're trying to short here, your technical stop loss is going to be $1.50 away from you. And then you're looking for the 242.50 or 241 for the low of the day. That's another one. So when you're trying to think in this way, your risk reward is like equivalent to the same area. It could go maybe a 1:2 too, but are you in a good risk reward setup? A tape can help you. Okay, now it's weak, it's gonna go in your favor, but it drops here until this point at this area and then bounce back very sharp right there. So, just because tape at that point is telling you weakness doesn't mean that at 243 also it would be very weak. So you are assuming that it would be weak based on the setup patterns, etc. Right? So you always want to have some kind of an understanding that where is your technical stop out. In this case, I'm looking, okay, broke out here. I think there's a very good chance it breaks to the low of the day right here and eventually go lower. But is it the risk reward in your favor? That's a question for you to ask, that are you okay to risk this much, $1.50 on this thing? Yeah, Shana, that's a great thing. And that's, the numbers just add up. You don't need to make big money to make good income for the year. Even that $500 a day gives you like, like 125. Okay. You get into six figures. Yeah, and consistency is the key. Consistency is is so much of a bigger question than $500. Like you see Andrew making 50,000, 100,000, all the other folks. It's like you can make crazy income, even like $5,000 a day, right? 3 to 5K, that's currently my number. It hits $1 million on a year. It's as simple as that. Let us say I don't trade for a few days and everything, you can easily, and considering I have negative days, red days, and all of that, uh, even though I do all of that mistake, I'll still hit 7 and 800K if I'm not doing something crazy. So it depends on you, finesse depends on you on how much are you able to handle. When I started my trading, I was even shaking, my hands were shaking for $5 a day. Like that was like 11, 12 years ago. But it's like I had a $30,000 account, but I wasn't comfortable risking $5 a day or $10 a day, because I would start comparing to I would have like maybe got a Chipotle out of a $10 loss or something, and uh, it's the process, it's the journey that you will still have to start with. Like maybe you have a $1 million account, and losing $1,000, $2,000 a day doesn't do anything to you. uh, and that's where you want to question yourself, that where do you feel comfortable losing money. So I started as $10 a day, max loss, and then eventually you scale up as and when you get better. Because at the start of your trading career, you are going to lose money. You are going to mess up. You are going to make a lot of mistakes. And the more small you trade, the better it is for a survival in the career of trading. Really, yeah. Yeah, so when you are new, guys, Do not get into, oh, I want to start making $1,000 a day and I'm gonna, and then it's very easy to shift from a process-based mindset to a gambling-based mindset. Then don't be a gambler and just like get into a trade and hope and pray and that it works out. FOMO. That is, yes. Like, who does, like, let me ask this. Maybe it's a controversial topic, but who likes Qdoba more than Chipotle? People who have tried Qdoba and people who have tried Chipotle, which one do you like more? Like over the years of trying Chipotle or Qdoba, I think Qdoba makes a cut. So, so I think everybody is Chipotle, and you guys are not the only ones because um the a lot of people that are around me and I say them that you know what, I like Qdoba more, and they're like, go away. Chipotle, yeah, everybody's Chipotle. Maybe that's why Chipotle is doing well. Uh, yeah, tahinis are good as well. I love them. I love kava too. So yeah, I think the what do you call that spicy queso that they provide. I love that with Qdoba. I think the Chipotle doesn't do that. Oops, messaging. Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of people. So finesse, uh, margin account is the one that gives you leverage. So for a $5,000 account, you'll get a $20,000 leverage, right? And you can use that 20,000 is a buying power. So you can use it. You can use the depends on how much you're comfortable. So you're comfortable risking 2 to 3% of your account or your buying power. So your 2 to 3% or for buying power is close to $400 or $600, and a 2 to 3% of a $5,000 is like $150, $100 or $50 or $150. So it depends on how much are you willing to think. I always consider uh, from my original uh, like the cash value. For example, I get a for a $300,000 account, I get a $1.2 million leverage. But I don't consider my account from a $1.2 standpoint. I consider from my $300,000 account standpoint because that's the cash value. So yeah, you can use entire Andrew has his hotkeys configured based on his what do you call percentage of the buying power. You can configure. I don't you do it on the percentage of buying power. I usually have the number in mind, and I'm okay with the approximate number. Like if I'm willing to risk $1,000 on a trade, I'm okay to lose $1,200 on that trade, or I'm okay to lose $800 on that trade. So it's not a hard and fast full rule for me. It's usually I am okay with the approximate figure. So Nvidia is going, yeah, it's bouncing now. So Tesla is bouncing there. Anything else that is interesting today? What is PLTR doing? PLTR. What is Apple doing? Apple should have been. Is Apple weak? Oh, Apple is weak. Yeah, Apple is. Oh, Apple. It bounced yesterday and now it's trying to fill the gap. But the weakness can continue, guys. I don't think it's the bottom. The market bottom is not there yet. Yeah, very good bounce from 480 level on SPY, but let's see if it is able to hold the 500. Yeah, PLTR is not doing much, but it hasn't sold off. Like all the other tickers have sold off and broke the. No, Apple broke the low of the day. So Apple has a relative weakness, but PLTR, Nvidia also did broke the low of the day, but now it's coming back up. Oh. Okay, any other questions, guys? Any other things that I can help with? What is SMCI? Not really finance. Just that you can look for the medium float stocks too. I trade medium float stocks all the time. But just be careful with the low floats. Low floats are very difficult to manage risk on. You can trade, a lot of people trade penny stocks, there are a lot of communities who trade penny stocks. But be very careful. You'll make either a shitload of money or you'll just blow up your account. So, but I think what Andrew preaches and everybody else in the chat room trades, it's you don't have to be in that position. You can generate consistent income trading the medium to large float stocks. Plan soon. I wish I can launch it, but some personal issues is halting me to. So yes, trading terminal is free. So is there? Yeah. So you go to trading terminal. Let's look at it. So if you look at this trading terminal and you click on the scanners right here, and under the scanner, you'll find basically comes up with all the. Why is it taking so much time? Yes, you see this? Like all the gappers up, down, high volume, RSI extreme, all of that. So these are all turbo breakups, halt resume, uh, and everywhere volume breakout. So these are all live scanners that are free. So check that out, guys. I think it's a great tool. It's not going to be free for a very long time, but until it is, use it. And you are gonna, there are, option scanners, simulator. There's a live simulator that's out there. Let's actually trade in simulator. It's a real-time simulator. Let's trade Tesla. What is it doing? I want to trade 1 minute. And what's a Tesla is, let's buy 10,000 shares. Oh, insufficient funds. 1,000 shares, okay. Let's see what it's gonna do. So Tesla is pulling back, and it's very much live. If you see, it's I'm watching the time and sales of DAS, and I'm watching the time and sales of this thing. It's pretty cool. I haven't done that before. Okay, I'm buying now. So it is dropping now. Why is it not changing? The unrealized P&L is not changing. Why? That is strange. But yeah, you can practice on simulator, guys. If you do not have DAS, or if you do not have this thing, you can practice in simulator. Yeah, you can rate as TSLL. But again, it's not about the number of shares. It's always about the amount of risk you're willing to take. The amount of risk I'm willing to take, let us say $1,000, I can easily trade with the share size using the regular account that I have. So it's not about the number of shares. It's about the number of so yeah. Yeah, what happened, guys? I think the bots have. Yeah, there are few. Carlos, do you want to take care of this? Yeah, this is pretty cool, to be honest. But the only thing is, why is the unrealized not changing? And yeah, there is a replay too. So instead of simulator, you can actually try the replay mode. I think the replay mode this should. So PLTR is selling off. Everything is selling off now. Yeah, there's a lot of so SM Chaudhary, get a hang of your trading simulator, and there is something going on with the chat.
Yeah, these guys are bombing it. The good thing is though, our chat rate will go up, so that's good for YouTube. But yeah, I'm hiding these fools. I wonder,
That's crazy.
do these guys catch anybody? Like they're so aggressive. Like I'm constantly. Just now, I got a message. Hey, your Amazon delivery is can go through because your payment didn't go through. Please call us. The other day, my mom got a call from Amazon saying, "Hey, your $1,000 order," and I'm like, "Mom, listen, Amazon never calls people. They just don't. This is not what they do, right? So these companies don't call. They send you an email or an alert on the app.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're so aggressive because they catch people, man. Unfortunately, so they catch people. And this is a good time to let you guys know, our actual viewers, instead of these pathetic fools here.
This chat, yeah, and
We would never like email you, hey, join us, or text you first. There's a lot of fake accounts for you, Paris, too, for all of us.
yeah,
With these clowns. So just be careful, guys.
they're trying to pump up the zone 70K. I don't know
Yeah,
what's
the
so
heck is
any.
this? Your portfolio's up 90%. No, it's not in this market. You're lying, fool. It's not up 70% or 90%. You're down 90% if you're trading properly. Oh, man.
Such an easy way to just generate the bots. Wow, what a drop, guys. I think that's a big drop overall. Spies and Qs. What a drop. Tesla dropped really bad too. The chat room is like completely gone crazy.
Yeah, we're compromised. Well, at least somebody found us.
Over triple my investment. Here's the moment of truth. Hold, hold, hold.
Well, Melanie's a real person, so I'm not gonna block her. Uh,
Yeah,
those are
guys, don't
Chinese
comment on
names.
anything because you will be blocked soon.
Yeah, do not put SONE70K because I'm just reading that and blocking it. So if I block you by
Scanning day
mistake,
trader.
apologies. uh, can't make this stuff up.
Oh man, it is crazy how amazing these comments are. With my $2 million portfolio on the line, should I double down?
Yes, Jack, go ahead, double down. Good luck. Let us know how it goes.
Next millionaire will be who buys Zone 70K. Finance, I am based out in DC. Carlos is in New Jersey. Andrew is in Vancouver.
Shit, I can't even keep up.
I know.
How many people they got in here? That's funny.
I'm in DC, District of Columbia. Yeah, close to Washington, DC. Uh, no, not BC, not in British Columbia. But soon I'll be hoping to be there. Man, this. Wow. Invested 50,000, made 91,000, took profits off the table. Very good. It's crazy.
If you took profit, I'm not going in. That means all the money's out. Why would I join now?
Yeah, good. I think that's a good idea, Carlos, that you did. It's only
Yeah, but
for
that'll
subscribers.
block them. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I think this should be on always.
Yeah.
Peter, I think we met in Vancouver, didn't we? Okay, maybe not. Yeah, okay. So let's wrap it up, guys. I think it's top of the hour. Let's wrap it up. Yeah, thank you, Carlos. Have a great rest of the day, guys. See you tomorrow.
Take care, guys. Have a great one.
Take care.
France, I won't block you. I know some names. Have a good one, guys. See you tomorrow.
Right, yeah.
And let me go to Amazon, and everything's listed. Remember when Netflix first came out? Netflix used to deliver.
Take through your queue, you go ahead and pick through. Yeah.
That's right. You have to organize to have at least a 30 on there to make sure that, when it's sent deliver. DVDs you have. So you had to wait 3 or 5 days to get the delivery.
You have it, and you had and this is where we fall into this because this all or nothing. Like I said, it's a fear-based mentality because basically you're only going all or nothing. Very few people actually go all or nothing when they are the big stack, especially in the market because you don't know there's always a bigger stack, right? Like if you're playing poker or something, you know when you're the big stack, so that's a little bit different. But in the market, you're never the big stack as a retailer. So there really is never an all or nothing moment as a retailer that is functional. Right. The only time you'll find if you are entertaining that concept, it probably means you are in a really bad position and you really should stop. Not do something different, not do anything at all. Just literally stop. If you are entertaining the idea of all or nothing, at this point you are in a position where you are not thinking clearly, you are not speculating properly, you're not playing your risk at all, you're just outside of everything. And in this instance, living to fight another day is the preference, right? Did you take a huge loss? Yep. Did you burn your account a bit? Sure, right? But can you psychologically survive that and come back? Maybe.